means that I click there where it says start streaming, and I wait for it to do its customary thing of freezing for a moment, because it tries to work out if it's streaming and recording at the same time. No, it's decided to do it straight away. Oh, there we go. First time in a long time that OBS has gone, yes, let's just do it straight away. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, and welcome back to the DK19 channel for a bit more D&D. This is the last session of the weekend, where we go from Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and means today, being Monday, is the turn of the Monday Bears, which is the wonderful group of reprobates that start with Big Mike himself.
Hello.
And we've also got Lyov.
Hey.
There's a key in there somewhere.
Excuse me.
There's a young Harry.
Hello.
And there is my beloved Gem.
Hello.
And of course there's me as well, who is attempting to herd these cats. Last week was a last week was interesting, wasn't it?
I don't want to talk about last week.
It was just
Well,
clusterfuck.
we will have to talk about last week. Last week, the party, we didn't have Harry. He was unavailable. He wasn't able to join us for it. So he spent his character Maeve was spending some time at a shrine of Helm in quiet contemplation and prayer and all this other fantastical stuff. And Live, I think you did something, didn't you?
I was a barmaid.
You were doing some barmaiding. That's right. Yes, you were making yourself some money. I need to open something else. I need to be able to do this one as well. Then Jacob and Jacob and fuck, the name's written there in front of me. I've forgotten how to read it. Vivian. I forgot what.
Girlfriend. You can't remember her character's name.
That's things like I'm staring at the name, going like I can't remember how to pronounce this word. That's what it was. That's
I
what.
can hear the brownie points clattering to the floor.
That's what I heard. Okay, so Jacob and Vivian decided they were going to go off and try and hunt down some wolves, gather up some pelts as part of a part of one of the jobs they wanted to do. And we also had Nye wanted to go off and try and earn some bit of money by hunting up for some particular flowers, and it didn't go particularly well for Nye.
Which was bullshit.
RNGesus did not really want him to survive, is what it seemed like. There was some wolves. There was some not very good perception rolls. There was some sneakiness. There was some wolves that were just like rolling crit after crit after crit, and high damage crits as well. That was the thing. It wasn't even the fact they were critically hitting, it's the fact they were doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, 12, 11.
Yeah, it was like they just pissing hit points away. Through relatively few wounds. That was the crazy thing, is it's like there's like few wounds, quite severe.
Three attacks. He went down in 4 hits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nye had to do his death saves, and he failed them. The character is right on that verge of death, but before actually losing consciousness completely, he remembered that he's got a message stone, a sending stone with which he can communicate with the goblins that are in the woods from the previous week to that, where they encountered some goblins that were more troublemaker than actual like vicious and evil. They were raiding the hunters' traps and making a nuisance of themselves. And there was a job out to disperse the goblins. So they decided they would go out and they would do that, and they attempted to disperse the goblins, and they ended up making a deal between the goblins and the hunters instead, and which put Nye in very good standing with the goblins. So Nye called for help from the goblins. And the goblins came to assist. You had a couple of goblins happened to be in the area. I was very lucky that there was
bullshit
two.
Roll of that entire game was when he described his location to the goblins as river, bush, sort of a cliff, and then passed out, and the guy knew exactly where he was.
Well, there's a lot of goblins in the woods, and it just so happened.
I have a question. What did you roll for that? Because it must have been obscene.
It was an insight roll for the goblin shaman. And it's like he rolled a 20. I was like, well, shit. It looks like he knows where this area is off the back of that. Like he's had an idea, or he's just got a hunch. He's got a hunch. And he does all the bird whistly bits that they need to do to communicate with the groups of goblins that are spread out in the forest. And it just so happens that a couple of them were in the right area.
I'm okay with that roll because right after that they did a medicine check for a critical miss and pretty much killed Nye. So,
yeah, there was some calmness. There was some
shenanigans.
There was some balance. There was some balance. But yeah, so we had that going on, and the shaman has the shaman has some understanding of the magics used to help preserve life, and is basically he's channeling the energy of gentle repose into Nye to basically trap the spirit there. So Nye is right on that edge between life and death. And the following morning, the shrine where Maeve has been staying and praying, the doors of that shrine will bang open, and the hunting party that then they go out on that morning, the hunting party they meet the goblins as the agreement is, and they see this not very good person, not very good looking person who's clearly been through far too many teeth and claws recently, and they hurry him back to the city, take him into the shrine where they know. Oh, they remember there was a paladin of Helm. Let's go check the Helm shrine, see if his friend is there. Surely he can help him. And when we pick up with Harry, that's where we'll pick up, and I will refresh our minds as well. But before we have that, because at the same time as Nye was heading out into the woods to do the flower picking, the same evening as Ion was going to do some bar work, that is the same evening where Vivian and Jacob decided they were going to go out specifically to look for and hunt down some wolves. There's been
picking flowers.
There have been.
I can tell you where there is some wolves. If you follow that big trail of goblins and shamans,
there are too many
wolves
wolves
at the end.
Too many wolves. Too many wolves in the woods. They're breeding out of control, and they need a culling. This is something that anyone who's had any reading up on or games keeping. That's something they do. Occasionally they have to cull certain creatures in order to maintain the balance in wild woodland areas. Otherwise, they could, the wolves, if they keep on being too many wolves, they could just end up eating up all the rabbits and the deers and the stuff, and there'll be nothing left, and then they'll end up dying out themselves anyway. So it is a balance keeping thing. So they have a thing. Okay, we've got a quota of wolves going. Get this done, taken care of. We can make use of the wolf pelts as well as part of something for it, and particularly good quality ones they'll then pay a commission for as well. So Jacob and Vivian, let's get this all put onto the right screens and stuff for us. So I need this one over here. So
we actually log into Roll20.
That might be a good idea.
I do apologise. I'm really not with it today, Jets.
I'm playing World of Warcraft while I wait Vivian and Jacob to be done with their thing.
I'm painting goblins, so don't worry about it.
Okay, so this is obviously the city of Neverwinter, and the party. You've decided you're going to go and do something with the wolves. That means that I need to work out exactly where I'm sending you. So this is the first job number 1. So that means I need to roll this dice here. That's 2, which makes it.
They don't let them bite you. They never let go. Fucking bullshit. I'm still pissed about that.
You went in alone. Like, honestly, I'm so sorry for you, but like, you did go in alone.
Yeah.
Okay, so who have we got coming this one? So we've got.
But I didn't get
We find Ion along the way, and he tags along too. So he can't sit and play World of Warcraft.
I've been doing my job at the bar. If like you didn't listen to last episode.
True, but you finished that now. You can.
But isn't this happening at the same time I'm at the bar?
True.
Yeah.
Fine.
Let me level in peace. I'm still listening to everything you're doing, don't worry.
It's early in the morning.
That's not creepy.
Right, so
No.
let's see which side you guys come in on. That side of the map. Okay, so let's put you down here. That's 1, and then 2. That's you 2 there.
Yeah, to be fair, nobody decided to sneak and follow me. You know, they just said, "Oh yeah, no, we're scared of him. I don't want to go follow him."
You didn't ask anybody to come with you.
I didn't tell anybody not to.
True.
To be fair, you chose the thing of picking flowers, not really my scene.
Right.
A guy who tends to burn things doesn't really go well with wildlife.
Don't worry, nah, you won't be dead. You'll come back as something.
No, Nye's about the only like anger relief I get from my work anymore. So I
Okay.
kind of need Nye.
We can't take this away from you.
Otherwise, the stress from my job will literally kill me.
Okay. Well, you wear a mask anyway, so it doesn't matter if you come a bit ugly.
Hey.
Well,
Hey,
have
I-
any of us seen
I
you without a
resemble
mask?
that command. That comment.
Let's see. Actually, it would have been Jacob and fuck. What was the name? Yeah, there we go. Sorry. Yeah, it would have been Jacob and Vivian.
Forgetting my name, and it's a really simple one.
Because it's not down at the bottom. Everybody else's name is down at the bottom.
True.
At least that's
Okay.
what it is.
So
But,
you guys, just so you know, you are down at the bottom of the map there. That's the side you've come in on. So this is this is part of like a dried up spur of the riverbed, and this is the area that you're going to be active in. So if I can have from both of you, please, a shit, what's the thing called?
Initiative roll?
Initiative roll, yeah,
Well, everyone's having a bad day with words today, aren't they?
yeah, struggling for it.
I'm still
How does
never
the,
letting
the
Dan
pictures?
forget that he forgot the word for table once.
How do I get rid of the pictures down at the bottom of my screen?
Under settings,
And it would be under chat avatars.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's it, yeah.
You just want it as names only.
That's
I was
not
once
it.
so hungover I had to Google the name of my city because I was pretty sure it didn't exist.
God damn.
Did you
Right.
think you were in the Truman Show or something?
No, I just all of a sudden nothing seemed real, and I was like, "Does the city I live in exist?" And I had to Google it. And, yeah.
What if Google didn't exist?
Oh my god!
Actually, you know
Don't
what?
even say that. That's too scary. too.
What kind of dystopian future would we live in?
Oh, ew! We don't have to use Bing.
There
Oh.
Right. So I was just checking the stuff on this bit regarding the wolves you are hunting after at the moment, and there are some of them there that are basically they're straight up. You know, you can see them straight away. The available light, you can see some wolves. And it is one of the wolves who's going first. They're not doing anything at the moment for their bit. So, Jacob, you are the first player to act. We get straight into this, guys. Straight in.
Excellent.
What if your legs didn't know there was legs?
That'd be creepy.
How is the stream view for this actually? Because
That's my go down.
there. Okay, so if I then just adjust this there, so like we can see a bit more clearly where the wolves are. Rightio. Wolfie wolfies. And so the next person to go is one of the wolves. captures that one there. And again, they're not
Yeah,
doing anything at the moment.
Close.
Vivian! What would Vivian like to do?
Just move closer, following Jacob.
I like the fact that they're not talking to each other. They're just like, we're here to hunt wolves. Let's do this.
Yeah.
It's turn of that wolf, and then it goes back around to the top again, and then they have whether or not they're aware. Okay, cool.
We need the gold to bring my corpse back.
We've all got like enough to get 500 gold.
And
I may
Jacob.
have to have you guys sell my flashlight.
You have a flashlight?
Remember I got that orb?
Oh right, yeah.
The drift globe that doesn't drift.
The drift globe.
Yeah, that one.
Do you know what the activation word for it was in the end?
I wrote it down because he finally told us. Asshole. It was.
It's an airline.
Really, that's what the name.
Technically, it's not an airline. It is an aircraft manufacturer, like make sort of thing. Technically, but it's not spelled like that.
Airbus.
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 So
dear.
if in doubt, think about airlines.
I
I
can't
love
stop.
Lufthansa.
I can't stop thinking of airlines. I go on holiday in just over 2 weeks.
Bastard.
Okay, so the one as you're coming up there, the wolf at the back notices you and lets out a.
I'm behind a rock.
It's
It gets mad at you.
it just got a crit on its perception. So whatever, it's noticed you. Okay, it can see through the fucking rock.
It's plugged into the matrix.
It's a Smith.
It's sort of like prowls forward, staying in the shade of the tree, but just like prowls forward a little bit to get a better look at you, snarling
Hello,
slightly as
wolf.
it does. Vivian.
I will just move closer.
And to be fair, you guys are dashing, which means you're sprinting. You're moving at a feral lick. I mean, you're moving 60 feet in the space of 6 seconds.
Yeah,
That's the sort of thing that goes noticed.
true. They've got good hearing.
Yeah.
And then it's this wolf that's also going to prowl forward slightly as well. And then around to this wolf. And this one's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So like stalks forward, snarling and growling. Jacob.
Sorry, Mr. Wolf, you're about to have a very bad day. Or maybe not.
You send a firebolt streaking over its shoulder, and it doesn't even flinch.
Vivian,
But
help.
yeah, at this sign of aggression, I think the other wolves are probably going to notice it a bit more. And I go 1, 2. Oh, caught the 2 T's there. 3, 4, 5.
Ah, Wolfception.
And it's going to go Haram Nom. Now, pack tactics. At least one of the wolves' allies is within 5 foot of the creature. And okay, so it's not within. Okay, so whilst its ally is within 5 foot of itself, it is not within 5 foot of you, so it doesn't get the advantage of this one. Just a regular bite. And it goes Haram Nom Nom. Does a 10 hit you? Don't believe it does.
No.
10 doesn't hit most things. Vivian.
Yes. I would like to move to stand next to Jacob so that I can whack it on the nose.
Go on then, Madalyn.
Okay.
I can change the stream view now a bit as well. Zoom us in over here so we can see more clearly. That is a good solid hit.
Yes.
There's the turn of the other wolf. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, to there. And attempt to give you a nibble. And it does get a pack tactics on this one advantage.
Nibble, nibble.
Nibble, nibble on Vivian. 22. So that's 4 points of piercing damage, and need you to take a strength saving throw, please.
Strength one, so I
Yes.
just pick strength, yeah?
Strength saving throw, yeah. No, on the second panel in. Oh yeah, that's right, yeah. Yep. So
Do the enemy's things not show on the chat?
no, I've changed them to being GM just so that I can roll their initiatives a little bit more
Well,
easily and
that's
things like that.
kind of a pain. It was nice to see what they were hitting.
Yeah, it would be nice to see what they were hitting, but that's kind of also a bit metagamey to see what they were hitting all the time.
No, it's
But-
fine.
But
I
we
don't
were
mind,
seeing
I'm
it
just
every other,
asking.
Yeah,
every other game.
Yeah,
before it.
I know because it was my fuck up previously. I've since fixed said fuck up.
It makes it more realistic, but it's just a bit like, am I seeing this right or is something wrong?
Because the cause of it is normally these are things that I'll be if we were sat around a table, I'd be rolling these behind a screen, so you wouldn't be seeing them anyway. But it was my fuck up that I didn't fix until today, which I should have fixed previously.
Or did Nia's situation last week just spook you?
That certainly has helped towards it.
Help towards what? What?
More the fact that now, if I feel I need to slightly adjust and fudge numbers to make so it tells the story better, I've got more ability to do so because I see the numbers.
Hey, plot armor.
Yeah. Mojo, nothing's changed for you, Mojo, because it was this way for you anyway. You guys didn't see it anyway. Right.
Harry desperately needs is a screen.
So then it comes around to this wolf. It's going to come
the last few
around.
sessions I did actually start running with a screen, but the sessions were so poor due to my headspace, it didn't even matter.
Fair enough.
And this one is going to attempt to give Jacob a nibble because that's the one he just took a shot at it. And I believe a 20 will hit you.
Yes.
That's 8 points of piercing damage.
Ouch.
And a strength saving throw from you, please.
Nice.
Can I just ask what the fuck is up with these goddamn wolves lately?
Well, most of their attacks happen at advantage because they have pack tactics.
They're the fucking Sunday wolves. Fucking.
Yep. So Jacob, you managed to just about overpower this one. The one that attacked Vivian managed to get a bite on around her ankle and just swing her down onto the ground slightly. But Jacob, you've managed to fight back against it and maintain your footing. It is your turn now, Jacob. Don't forget you can cast your range spells at point blank, but there'll be a disadvantage if you choose to do so.
Okay. So can I, if I move back to sort of cast a spell, I'd get attack of opportunity.
You would get 2 attacks of opportunity, both at advantage.
So do I have to roll this at disadvantage? Yeah?
If it's a ranged spell, you're rolling it at a disadvantage. If it's a melee spell, you just roll it normally.
I didn't know there were such things as melee spells.
Yeah, there's things like there's some touch spells out there. Inflict wounds is a melee melee spell because you literally
Shocking grasp is as well.
Shocking grasp, yeah.
Annoyingly, chill touch is a ranged spell.
shocking grasp like that. Indeed, that is a very good example of a melee spell attack that hits fantastically. The one that was right in front of you, yes.
Yes.
You send lightning coursing down over its body. And it plops down dead.
What? Do I give it a heart attack or something?
Yeah.
Just before the terrifying beast could catch up to our heroes, the enemy has suffered from a fatal heart attack.
I need to remember that. Do that next time and just shout, clear! Bang!
Vivian. Yours on the right. Okay, do an attack. Oh,
That's
shit,
sexy.
son. That is a heck of a thing. How do you want to kill this one? Given the fact you've got the crit there and have done absolute like the max damage you can do.
Twice.
Slice its head and then cut down its stomach so its intestines come trailing out of its body.
Oh wow.
It's as if preparing it to be more easily skinned.
Yes.
Okay,
Realize you get more gold for good pelts.
that would count as a good condition pelt. That one would.
Ah.
Because
I
it's-
suppose you've already started the skinning process.
Yeah, it's halfway butchered already. And then it comes around to the wolf at the top, who's going to attempt to give a normal nomming to Jacob. With 10 points of piercing damage, because it's hit with a 23. And another DC saving... yeah, I'm not saying the number out loud. A strength saving throw from you, please. And thank you to Unlikely GM for adding us to your auto-host list. To see that auto-host us for up to 3 viewers. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the adventure. Yep, so you're fine. You again managed to fight off the strength of this wolf as it tries to drag you down to the ground. And it is your turn now, Jacob.
Okay. Worked last time. Let's try it again. Okay.
Yeah, but you don't want to fry it because we want the pelt.
I'm not gonna fry it.
Well, yeah, but electrical burns. It could burn the skin, the fur.
Well, okay. I can try and attack it with knives, but
Well, what if we ask what happened to the first wolf? Is its pelt salvageable?
My audio in Google has just died.
Oh man.
This was
Well, that's not
weird.
helpful, and I'm asking a very useful
Sorry.
question.
Sorry. So yeah, no. The first one, the fur is there seems to be like smoke coming up off of the corpse of the wolf, but the fur isn't destroyed or anything at all.
But go
okay.
ahead.
Frying tonight?
Yeah, that'll do. So that's 8 points damage against that one. And then it is Vivian's turn.
Okay. I can't hit it from where I am with my glaive thingy, can I?
You can actually because you got reach.
Cool.
On a glaive.
Then I shall do that.
Oh, yep, that'll hit, and you managed to let's see. Yeah, so you don't destroy the pelt on that one either, as you do and as you go. You don't hit anything that's particularly important or massively damaging or disheveling to the pelt. So that's you have 3 wolf pelts available to you now
Excellent.
that are all of acceptable condition.
Excellent.
Okay, so do we have to skin it, or can we take the wolves as they are to be skinned?
I humanely skinned it. I don't even think that's a term.
That is entirely up to you. You can attempt to skin them yourselves, or you can bring them back and see what they say.
What do you reckon, Jacob?
I mean, I'm no sort of butcher or skinner.
Wow, it's almost as though you could use a ranger who might know how to do that.
Said a voice from the void.
Get my ass back in my body.
Unfortunately, the only ranger we have is the same state as these wolves.
Well, you don't know that.
But we don't know that.
Yeah, you don't know that.
The
I
only
know,
ranger we have is safe at home in the town.
Does
No,
it
they all
have
in the
to
woods
be a
somewhere.
full pelt, or can we try to skin it ourselves and still be able to sell it on if we?
The only thing
Sorry.
you know, because you can say if you took a copy of the note with you, is what it said in the note. If you want to open that up again, it's under the handout.
The thing is, I don't think we're gonna be able to carry 3 dead wolves with us. Vivian doesn't have that much strength.
She's not bad on strength. She's got +3 modifier.
Yeah.
I mean, she's
I like that.
she's quite tough.
The civic duty was to slay 20 wolves, and we've only done 3 so.
Crap.
To be fair, it's 50 gold plus 5 silver per good condition pelt.
It doesn't specifically say that you need to do them all in one sitting as well. So you can, without too much brain power and extrapolation, work out that you could potentially take multiple journeys, multiple trips to get a total of 20 wolves if one were so inclined to do so.
That sounds a good idea because I'm quite low. I'm quite injured.
I reckon so. I'm just wondering how we're going to get the wolves back.
I mean, 5 silver for a good condition pelt.
Would it be a survival check to see if I can skin it?
Survival check. Yeah, for skinning a thing would be survival check. Yeah.
Because I have a small knife, don't I?
You do have a small knife.
If not, I do.
Could I try and skin it?
You can try and skin it. But way to do this, you are doing it. Succeed or fail, you are doing it.
Oh yeah, I only wanted it to 1 though, so that at least then if it does fail, then we've still got 2.
Yeah, so you can essentially you can do them one at a time.
I picked to do it to the middle one because that's one that was smoking.
Oh, so if you do fuck it up, you fucked up the one that's in the worst condition.
Yeah.
I'll test it on the one that's been.
Check it on the one that's been barbecued.
So survival check, yeah.
Survival check, please. Yes. Yep. So with the 15, you do manage to skin the wolf.
Cool.
I have no bonuses or no actual thing with survival, so.
Okay, would you like me to try and skin the other 2, or shall we take 1 each and carry it back to town?
I know you said Vivian was able to. Am I able to carry a wolf?
Well, I don't know if I'm able to. We think I am.
Well, yeah. I mean, you've got a strength of 16, so you'll be able to carry a wolf.
I have a strength of 13.
Yeah.
You'd be moving slowly because it's not the sort of thing you'd be comfortable doing. So you'll be able to get back to the town. Yeah.
How is the fucking lizard 3 points of strength stronger than me?
I'll carry one.
It's like, bro, do you even lift books?
So.
What was that? Because that was just unintelligible sound.
That wasn't me.
Oh, that's bullshit. That actually really sucks.
That was nice.
Yeah.
That was
from Connor.
not cool. It was supposed to be an echo.
Is that supposed to be like a Durell?
So we will carry the other 2 wolves back to town while carrying the wolf pelt in my bag.
Okay, I mean, you could even have that sort of like slung over your shoulder whilst you got the other wolf.
True.
Yeah. So it's essentially it's just a pelt. Like you could put one pelt over the other wolf you're carrying, essentially, even if you even have like a double layered wolf.
Yeah, whatever. We're just gonna carry it back to town.
Cool. So you guys head back to town. And if one of you would like to make a note, either on your own character sheets, or if you want to make a note in your party loot, I believe I've already opened this up to you now. You should have access to a party loot panel. I don't know if one of you wants to add in there that you currently have 2 wolves and 1 wolf pelt, two wolf corpses and 1 wolf pelt.
Yep.
I've done it instead as 3 out of 20 wolves slain.
Yeah.
1 wolf pelt and 2 dead wolves.
Whatever. Yeah. However you want to record that, however is easiest for you guys to do that. So we've got that.
Party loot.
I've just done that in my own one.
Just as long as you guys have got some reference for that, so you know what's going on. Okay, so that's the you're back at the town, back at city.
Okay. Is our person that we've been talking to in the tavern still there? Because we would need to find someone that can take the pelts off the wolves, and they would probably be the best person to ask.
Well, the note, because I actually can't remember off the top of my head, just lists it as being a civic duty item. So let's say that you would need to inquire at the northeast gate with this one as well. That's the main, they will say that's where the main office is, the main guard office that deals with the civic duty jobs. So you need to go and ask there.
Yeah.
What time is this happening? Am I still working at the bar?
So during this time when they've gone out, done what they need to do and come back, that's all the time when you would have been working at the bar, and the time when Nye was off in the woods doing his thing as well, and the time when Maeve was probably would have been either at prayer or having just gone to bed for an early night because he's a good little...
Eating gruel.
Yes. No, this would have been, because the gruel was the breakfast. This would have been the weak meaty broth with sort of like stale bread and watered down wine.
Just getting beaten up by a maester for asking for more.
Sorry, Doge. I've actually only just seen that message you sent me a minute ago. I'm afraid I'll need to look that for you a lot later.
Right, Mojo's helping him.
Okay, cool. Righty. Okay, so yes, you guys, you're at the, you because you'd be coming in through that gate. You're at the guard post, and there is a number of guards there. Have I described to you the guard post before?
Probably in passing rather than.
Yeah.
Okay. So the guard post in the barracks, it's built into that gate. So that the gatehouse, where the guards are, there's it's the classic guard house built into a gate type thing. There's it's built up and fortified as if to defend against people who would be attacking. It's on the inside of it. There is a scaffold that's been built up, quite well built scaffold that's been built up alongside the road coming into the city. And this is clearly something that's been added onto the building at a later date. So where the guards are able to then watch all the carts that are coming in and out with the traders, they've built a scaffold onto it onto that guard post. So you've got the ground floor door, which is slightly ajar. There's a guard standing there, leaning on his spear, looking out over the world. But also up on the scaffolding, there's a couple of guards up there as well, including a guard captain. The scaffold is high enough up that they can see over the tops of all the carts as well, so they can see whether or not someone's like built up around the outside of their cart and left a hollow in the middle, like trying to smuggle things in. And there is an opening into the building up on that scaffolding, which is basically it's a window. So because this scaffolding is built onto this stonework at a later date, they've had to like shimmy it a little bit, have to be a little bit careful with it, a little bit crafty with it. So the door that leads out from the building onto this essentially lofted deck is a window, and there is a stairwell that comes down from that to the ground floor, so people can go up and down more easily as well. It's sort of like a 10-12 foot high patio.
I see it in my mind's eye.
See it in my mind's eye.
Theatre of the mind! Theatre of the mind! So that is the one of your quest locations.
Excellent. Drop the walls off then.
Is it? And the guard captain leans over as you put as you drop off the wolf course. Is like, that's not 20. Have you are you totting up someone else's tally, or are you starting one of your own?
No, we're starting our own.
Right, hang on a second then. And he disappears for a moment. He goes in through the window. Comes back out a moment later with a clipboard. Right, name.
Jacob.
And
Right.
Vivian.
Scribbles down. Jacob and Vivian. Right, okay, 3 wolves, so you've got 17 left to go. Let's take. Hang on a second. He comes down the stairs and has a look over and says, "Okay, so we've got one of them's already been skinned on it as well. Yeah, that's all good bad condition on that one. Right, okay, fair enough. Yeah, cool. Yeah, this one there that will need. Right, are you going to be skinning these yourselves, or you got someone? Are you just turning them in as is?
Looking for someone to skin them. Really, we need.
Well, you don't particularly, you can either skin them yourselves if you're grabbing a lot of them. Obviously, carrying a lot of wolves is difficult. So if you want to skin them yourselves whilst you're out in the field, that's fine. you get the same, so long as the wolf pelt is in good condition, you're going to get the same value whether it's on the wolf or off the wolf. But it's one of those things where if you only get 1 or 2 wolves, it's you don't want to risk doing it yourself. That's fine. But one way or another, as long as the condition of the wolf pelt is good, on or off the wolf, I don't care. That wasn't what was put in my description for it. All I've got here is a note from my superiors that there is a commission of 5 silver per good quality wolf pelt. Didn't say nothing about whether or not the pelt had to be on or off the wolf. So we're going to go crafty on this one. Right, do you want the 15 silver now, or do you want it when you get the whole of the pay?
May as well do it as a collective sum.
Alright, cool. I'll make a note of that bit that you haven't yet collected. Right, fair enough. Okay, fair enough. Right, brilliant. Oi, Jenkins, grab these. Thanks very much. And, yeah. Whenever you got any more, come back in, give your names, it gets added onto your list. Once you reach the full allotment, you get the pay. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Take care, guys. And he disappears up the stairs again. You get the feeling that whilst he's a bit dismissive, he's not cruel about it. It's just a case like he's a busy guy. He's got a job. He's got things he needs to do.
People in and out. That's all fine.
Yeah, he's the guard captain for this area at the moment. He's the captain on duty, so he's got things he needs to do.
Right.
So
Once we go and get something to eat, I'm starving.
Yeah.
would you like to spend the rest of your evening carousing?
I need to heal because I'm very injured.
Well, we can make so. Yeah, obviously you'll be doing your long rest anyway at the end of this day, because we take it as a given that if you're in the city, if you are in a situation, a location where it is sensible to do so, you'd be doing a long rest at the end of each day. It's just something it's just a common sense thing. As much as possible, try and put some common sense in. So you'll be resting yourself up anyway. Would you like to spend your evening carousing, or would you like to spend your evening just generally relaxing?
Are there any shops that sell sort of healing potions and stuff like that? Or...
There are in the area of the gate that you've come in. There is that is the more magically inclined area when it comes to resources and things to buy. So it is that's like the mage sector, including or district, I should say, would be a bit more of a suitable word for it. So there are some stores, and some of the stores are still open as well. There's not too much asking about, particularly given the fact of its location. Of the guards will direct you to the places marked on the map as Germain's, as being a small, locally like a small local potion shop.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
Organic.
gonna go and grab a
Yeah,
couple of potions
exactly.
just in case this happens again, so I can at least heal myself a little bit.
Okay, we can do that. Okay,
It's
so
only just a little while.
yeah, so if you head into Germain's, and there's a little bell on the door, and it glingles as you go in. I like the word glingle; it's a good word.
I was going to say that's new to me, but I like it.
Yeah, it's actually exactly what it sounds like, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah. So as you go in, you look around the shop, and it's quite a small shop. It's sort of like a corner shop sort of size thing. And it's very well maintained. It's not messy or anything at all. And the walls, like the inner walls of the shop. You got the front wall where the windows are, and it's with painted on the glass Germain's Apothecary. And then down basically like the side walls of it, heading towards the back of the shop, where there's a counter. There are multiple cabinets that are they're locked glass cabinets,
Okay.
and inside these cabinets, it's very very neatly laid out in it's the same size and shape bottles for similar potions. There is all the various different types of potions on there, so you get the feeling that whoever owns this shop is very OCD about the way they display their stuff. And it's in terms of how it looks, is like when you go into like the corner shops, and they've got those the refrigerators that are full of energy drinks and stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Okay.
But obviously it doesn't. The racking doesn't go back quite as far, because these potions, these are much higher value items for it. But everything is all locked away, so it's sort of like a cross between like corner shop drinks fridges and gun cabinets. Yeah, that's the sort of place you're seeing. Does Vivian go with you? He said, asking Vivian.
No, she's gonna go back and relax at the pub.
She's going to head straight back to the Blue Stone. Okay, so we'll come to you in a few minutes then, because I imagine that once he's done some shopping, he's going. Jacob's going to come and join you. Cool. Okay, so there is there's no one actually on the counter, but you get the feeling that because of the way that the shop is laid out, it's not the sort of thing where he needs to worry about people trying to pinch stuff from the shelves. But you can hear noise coming from the back room. So there is a curtain that's been it's the curtain covering the doorway. It's not drawn across. It's like it's half drawn across. And you can hear there's like a hustle and bustle hubbub coming from the other side of it, coming from what one presumes would be the back room.
Okay. Just shout out, sort of, hello.
There's no response straight away.
Is there any kind of bell or?
There is there's a bell on the counter.
Yeah, just ring the bell.
Okay. And so there's a moment. After a moment, a halfling comes around the corner. He's like, yes, hello, how can I help?
Hello. I was just some restorative potions, if you have any.
Restorative potions. What sort of strength are you looking for, sir?
What are the price margins for these different?
Well,
tiers?
I work on all these items myself. These aren't mass produced. Each one is crafted properly, brewed to the correct strength as prescribed by the various mages' rules and things on how powerful things are allowed to be. Because otherwise, we do get awfully close to the realm of narcotic items as well, and we don't want to be doing that. That's where the trouble comes from. I've lost my pencil, which is really annoying. Don't know where that's gone. Never mind.
Changed.
Yeah. Sorry, no, I lost my pencil. Right. That's really odd. I don't know where the fuck that's gone. It keeps going missing as well. Do this instead. Okay. Sorry. So, if one were to be looking for the more basic of our healing imbibables, then bear with me just one moment. He takes you over to a cabinet that's full of red potions, and he fiddles with a set of keys on there. I'm sure I'm looking in the wrong book. No wonder I can't find it.
It's cool that he's doing the whole leaning away thing while he's doing this, because then it sounds like the halfling is actually going.
Yes. So, the more basic, the weakest, as it were, in terms of strength of these healing potions. These will cost you. I fucking need to learn how to read here. So it is 50 gold pieces for one of my most basic healing potions, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take 2 of those.
Certainly, sir. And he unlocks the cabinet, pulls out 2, closes the cabinet, locks it back up again, heads over to the counter, pulls out some tissue paper, and wraps that around each one of the bottles, pops them into a little paper bag, which he keeps hold of it and holds his hand out for the coin.
Yep, give him the 100 gold.
Okay, so he takes the coin from you, pops it away into ye olde cash register of a lockable wooden drawer underneath the desk, and then hands you the bag and says, like, I hope it's in the nicest possible way, sir, that I don't see you for some time, as I don't want you to have to need more of these potions. Please do enjoy the rest of your evening, sir.
You too. Can I just wrap them up in so they don't break, and then can I wrap them?
Yeah, that's what he's done. He's already wrapped them in like tissue paper.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I was just going to make sure, but that's fine.
Oh, this guy is a consummate professional, or at the very least wants to be.
Okay, that's cool. All right, just put them in my bag and head back to the pub.
Ends the Blue Stadium. Oakley pokes.
I just finished painting my goblins.
Yay.
Is that a euphemism?
They're all painted now.
He's been painting his goblin.
Write your story, you bastard.
I will take a photo of these because they are beautiful.
Fantastic stuff. Okay, so Vivian, when you get back to the Blue Stallion, are you just going to be settling in for having your nice meal? Because don't forget, guys, you get 3 meals a day. So you get your breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner deal per day without needing to pay anything extra. So you're just having that, and then settling in for the evening, or do you want to spend some time going out drinking, carousing, and that sort of stuff as well?
No, just having my meal and staying and relaxing.
Okie dokie. And what about Jacob when he gets back to the Blue Stallion and he has his... I imagine he's going to have his meal. Is he going to go carousing, or is he going to just settle in for the evening?
No, probably just chilling, see what everyone else is doing, see when they turn up, have a drink with them.
Okie dokes. So, so you guys settle in for your evening. It gets to be sort of quite late. You know, the city quietens down. Obviously, being Neverwinter, as we've described this before, as being very similar to New York or London, it's the sort of thing. It's a city that never sleeps. So there's always a bit of hustle and bustle, a little bit of a hubbub of people enjoying themselves or working. And it gets to be quite late. There's been no sign of Nye, and again, no sign of Maeve. But that's not particularly concerning or anything at all, because obviously you know that Maeve has been spending some time in his church at the Shrine of Helm, so you're aware of where he's gone to. So the fact that he hasn't yet returned to the Blue Stallion, that doesn't really ring any alarm bells or anything at all. Nye having not appeared, if it weren't for the fact that he's a ranger and is not been, let's be fair, he's not the friendliest of people. Again, this also, it doesn't particularly ring any alarm bells or anything for it that Nye hasn't come back to the Blue Stallion either. There's the assumption that he'll either find somewhere else to stay, or that he's going to bowl in at like 4:30 in the morning and probably still be up and awake before everyone else anyway. Ion is spending. We've already went over how much money you made for your tips and stuff from your last. Yeah, okay. So you come back in around about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. You get back into the Blue Stallion, a bit tired, but not really worse wear or anything at all. Would you want to be heading straight home from the Black Manatee to the Blue Stallion, or do you want to have a few drinks with the Black Manatee before you head home?
I'd like to stay and have a few drinks with my new co-workers.
That sounds like carousing, doesn't it?
It does sound like carousing, doesn't it?
Oh, would you like to roll me a D100 and add your level?
Oh, I'd love to roll a D100.
It's getting weird.
Good to hear your voice back in
36 plus your level.
Yeah.
Oh!
I just haven't been saying anything.
Oh no. Are you gonna fuck me up?
Well, what it is... Do you remember what you rolled the last time you went carousing?
I don't remember. Like, I had sex with a woman, which was surprising to everyone.
Yeah.
Including me. But, like, was it 36 as well?
It was.
Oh, wow.
So, you are caught up in a whirlwind romance.
Oh.
Oh, your girlfriend's really not gonna like that.
She's not my girlfriend. We have an open relationship.
Your girlfriend's really gonna be pissed about that.
That's really convenient that you've said that, because the romance is ongoing. Okay. You have sparked up a relationship with... Do you remember the first mate who's helping the guy run the bar? The half-orc?
Her?
Oh god.
You've really caught her eye.
Wow.
And it's an ongoing thing, so you don't make it back to the Blue Stallion. You will be waking up in the Black Manatee.
Holy fuck.
So you are now also in an ongoing relationship with Gerda the Half-Orc.
Girder.
Dungeons and Dragons is so much more heterosexual than I was expecting it to be.
I just rolled up a dice and to find out which of the members of the staff of that place you were going to end up with. Yeah. So you had a 1 in 4 chance of it being male.
I'm good with that. Yes. What was her name? I need to write this down.
Gerda. G-U-R-D-A. Gerda.
Okay. She was half-orc, right?
Gerda the half-orc.
Yes.
Nice. The first mate of what was the Black Manatee, but now is again the Black Manatee because it was a ship. Then the ship got sold to buy this place. And yeah, so you'll be waking up in the very loving and painfully crushing embrace of a half orc.
Ion's
This
got it
is-
going on!
This is the very definition of coyote.
These are at the moment. The other thing is that all I can think of at the moment is just the Cleveland Brown. Is ow, ow, ow. When's it going to be my turn? Ow, ow. Oh,
When's it gonna be my turn?
How old is
Oh no.
How old is she?
Gerda is. Let's find out exactly how old she is because we're gonna do
no.
this. She is. She is 46.
Oh, nice, okay.
So you can tell we both watch different shows, Dan, because you got that and I got Futurama. The Amazonians. Me want snoo snoo.
Yes, I watched that one as well. The mind is willing, but the flesh is spongy and weak.
So I've
Oh,
got.
Jesus. I haven't even started. You guys always blame me for dropping the tone.
To be fair, it is usually your fault.
God damn it, guys! Please,
Bastard.
seriously, stop.
I had to take your place. You weren't in last week, Aaron.
Okie dokie. So, Ion has spent their evening earning some money and getting quite likely violated with some piece of a ship's equipment.
Gem.
What?
Do you want me to send you a sneaky picture of my goblin?
Oh, wow, ooh.
It's
Harry.
definitely a euphemism now. Explains why it's green, mind you.
I'm
So-
sending you two pictures.
So yeah, two
One
angles,
has
you know.
one has my troll in it too.
So Jacob and Vivian spent their evening, their afternoon and evening, gathering up some wolves and wolf pelts, and also just generally having a bit of a nice relax. Nye spent his evening in pain, and May spent his evening in prayer. And that is the end then of your Wednesday. So now at the start of your Thursday morning, as we've already mentioned before, the first thing that's going to happen, like the first act that's going to be happening on the Thursday, is quite early in the morning, before 6 in the morning, the doors to the Shrine of Helm bang open. Now, Harry, remember as mentioned before that Maeve was going to be in bed at this point, so this is this is the thing that's going to be waking him up, is the doors banging open. And the hunting party, they're carrying in Nye's recumbent form, and there is a little goblin who's dressed in leathers and feathers, squatting on Nye's chest with both hands on the chest. Nye's got a number of wounds on him, none of which at this point are bleeding, but they do still look fresh and not very healthy at all. And this little goblin is squatting on Nye's chest, eyes closed, head tipped back, hands on Nye's chest, and he's just like he's chanting something silently to himself. You can see the lips moving. And the hunting party come and they're where's not? No, not where's Maeve? Where's the paladin? Where's he knows this guy? Where is he? And I've looked up the word for this. I think it's a Pieter. Is the term for a priest of Helm? Because I was looking up some more stuff for Helm just to answer some other questions that Harry. Not so much Harry asked me, but things that Harry said that then raised questions in my own head. But I think they're called Piotrs. Oh, Priats. Oh, that's wonderful. So, Priat. So,
Is it not a prelate?
no, it's P-R-Y-A-T-S. P-R-Y-A-T. Priat.
It's that one.
Yeah, so bishops are bishops and priests are priats. So yes, so the priat of the shrine, he like manages to get himself out of bed and wants to come and see what all the commotion is. What would Maeve like to do at this time?
I will follow the priat. He is my guide.
And so what is this? What is going on here? What is this What is wrong with this gentleman?
What is that creature on his chest?
The leader of the hunting party that's bringing him here. So, like, it's that little creature is the only thing right now keeping this man alive. All right.
My life support.
Yeah.
A fat little goblin on your chest.
There's a goblin on your chest going boop, boop, boop.
Wheeling me on a gurney, just giving me CPR. Just aim it alive. Do it.
Stay out of the light. Yes, so there's that little creature right now is the only thing keeping your friend alive. He got caught by wolves in the woods, and well, I don't know what happened for it at all, but he's been brought to us by the goblins. You know, he made that deal. He made that deal for them, and it's a bloody good job he did, because it looks like they're the ones who saved him. We didn't go out to the woods and find this guy. They brought him to us. So have a care what you say.
I put my hand on the hilt of my sword, and I say to the goblin shaman, "What evil magics are you using to keep my friend alive? Unhand him."
The goblin just going. He doesn't really seem to be paying any attention to what he's like completely focused on what he's doing.
I draw my sword.
Don't let
The
him do
priest,
it.
the priest,
You
the priest,
put me back in my body second he started swinging at that thing. Man.
the priest will put his hand on your shoulder. Like, you will not be drawing blood on the holy ground. Do not forget that Helm is the Lord of Protection. It seems that this creature is doing exactly that.
I do not put my sword down. I'm staring down this shaman.
Put down your sword, child.
But father, this man
What
is clearly
does
enamored with evil.
What does Helm teach us?
Helm teaches us to defend the good. from the
And
evil.
what is that little creature doing?
It's evil, can't you see?
What? Answer the question. What is the creature doing?
How do you know what he's doing, father?
What does it look like he's doing?
He could be controlling that man for all we know.
Controlling him to do what? Look at the man. He's not moving. The man is clearly on the cusp of death. Can you not smell death in the air?
He's clearly under the spell of evil.
I see no spell of evil here. All I
would
see,
like to cast.
all I see is a servant of the Watcher who is not watching.
I would like to cast a spell.
What spell would you like to cast?
I believe it's called Detect Good and Evil.
Detect good and evil? Yep, you can do that. So let's see exactly how it phrases it. You know if there's an detect good and evil for the duration. You know if there's an aberration, celestial.
That's crap.
That's not the one you meant to do, is it? You didn't mean to do detect evil and good. You meant to use your paladin channeling ability, didn't you? That's what you meant to do.
Sense.
Yeah, divine
That's what I
sense.
meant to claim.
Yeah. I would like to cast divine sense.
Divine sense.
So, the presence of strong evil registers on your senses like a noxious odor, and powerful good rings like heavenly music in your ears. So, you do hear some heavenly music, and it's very clearly coming from the priest. The priest is definitely a very good character, but you don't, you don't get any sense of evil in the area. Or nothing immediately nearby. Anyway, there is. It gets a little bit hazy as you head further out at the edge of your senses, where that there may be. You get the feeling that there's some like pickpockety type people abroad in the city, even at this early hour. But there's nothing that strikes you as being a truly manifest evil presence.
I would like to let my sword fall from my hands and clatter to the ground.
And it does so.
Father, forgive me. Tell me what I must do to help this man. And I would like to rush over to Nide's aid.
The priest will do his best to keep pace, but he's an old man. So between the lot of you can settle him down onto the ground. The goblin is still there, like the little green life support machine that he is. He's
Like an IT new Yoda.
Yes,
I am.
yeah. So the priest will look over the wounds on Nye and says, these wounds are beyond my magic to heal. I cannot heal this man. What I do not know what strength is within you.
I'm not a man of medicine. I never have been.
There may be others that can help. Wait a second, I need to I need to double check which one it is. I don't want to send you to the wrong. I don't want to send you to the wrong shrine / temple.
Just pop my head in every shrine in town. Like, can you heal people?
Do you know how to resurrect the dead?
You do resurrections here. All right.
Healing? First, put your head in. Healing? Yes? No? Okay, thank you.
Well, we need somewhere nearby. The nearest place that I can think of a place that could actually be familiar with this. I would love to be able to take him to a temple of Soon, but there's on the far side of the city. We need someone nearby. The nearest place that would be able to do this would be the Shrine of Tyr. A Lord of War is one who's very familiar with the passage of from one plane to another. This man, his soul is looking to leave his body. He must be brought back, and that is the nearest temple that may be able to actually do something to bring him back.
It must be somewhere else. So, for anyone in the audience who is not currently aware, I've been to the Shrine of Tyr before. In fact, I was raised there. I stole a whole bunch of stuff when I defected and joined the Church of Helm. So, this could be interesting. Bastard, Dan.
If I die, my ghost is gonna haunt you for the rest of your fucking life.
I'm trying to save you, man. Shut up.
Right.
This is why I don't like giving you backstories.
It is the nearest place that may have any hope of helping him. The only other shrine I can think of that may even have some help to it right now would be the Shrine of Lathander, but that's out right on the outskirts of the city. That's out near the forest, out in the farmlands, and I don't know if they would even have the ability to do so.
Huh, good idea. Take him back towards the walls.
Let them finish the job.
I just look up
Hey,
at the
Swag.
statue of our Lord and Savior Helm, and I'm like, I'll take him. I turn to the hunters. Will any of you help me?
Well, yeah. I mean, we have never been so successful with our hunts since we started linking up with these goblins. Okay, it's taken us literally 2 days, and we've managed to get most of our quota. Right? Yes, it's thanks to him. We're going to help him.
Okay. I've been waiting all evening to say this, my friends. Let me show you the way.
Oh my fucking god.
Disadvantage. Nye dies.
No, why do I have to be funny?
Made the knight switch places.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so. Hey, Swag. Have a good night's sleep, my friend. Thanks for coming and saying hello.
I head out into the cold night air.
Okay, so yeah, the air, you know, it is a very chill morning. You know, the sun is only just beginning to crest. So it's got a nice soft glow over the whole city. There's a few people bustling back and forth here and there. As you hurriedly lead them through the streets to the large temple of Tyr, where it is the most prolific and powerful temple in the city of Neverwinter, and there is quite a large clergy there. So if anyone can help, then this may be the place.
Just before I go in the temple, I just say, "Oh, Helm, watch over me," and I throw open the doors.
Okay, and yeah, it is as one would expect. It is a
Aragorn-esque door opening.
it is a large, beautiful, well kept temple. You know, marble floors. You know, like clean stone pillars and everything for it. This is you know, a very well funded temple, as one would expect of it being the primary temple of the city. There are a few members of clergy going back and forth. There are some acolytes that are going about their business already, going around lighting the incense for it, changing over some of the candles from previous things, for it, putting away the prayer mats and the prayer books from visitors who come in the evening. So just generally like getting the church ready for any visitors who would be coming during the day. There is one head priest who's been looking over these. You can tell he's a head priest from the way he's dressed. He's been looking over the acolytes, just keeping basically like supervising them. He turns around at the sound of the doors opening, sort of more in like curiosity and surprise at someone entering quite so vehemently.
Father, man of the cloth, come help my friend.
And he walks over and says, yes, my child. What is wrong with your friend? What is that little creature on his chest?
Kind of a long story. So father, me, ITU Yoda, father. We didn't really get the name.
His name is
evil.
His name is EKG. His name is not EKG.
This is Pumatsol. This is my friend Nye. He's a ranger from.
He is very severely wounded. I can see his life is looking.
You're looking for, Father, is dead.
He is on the cusp of death yet. I can sense that his soul is. It lingers still. It is. He looks at the goblin for a moment. Like, yes, this one has, whatever it is, it has some understanding of the path of life. It's his eyes go completely white for a moment as and he like that. It doesn't like they don't like roll back, but like it's like a mistiness overtakes the pupil and the iris. So he ends up with like these completely white eyes as he's still looking at the little goblin. He goes like, yes, I see it now. This is how he is repaying your friend for having for showing kindness to him and his people. This is, yes, Tyr would be this is a very honourable and true idea of justice. This is good. This would please Tyr definitely. Yes, what happened to your friend?
I don't know. The hunters brought him in. They keep saying he
appears to have been savaged. Yes, he appears to have been savaged quite viciously by wild animals. Oh, this is indeed troubling. I have knowledge of the healing arts. Come, bring him back to the vestibule. We will see whether we can bring him back. And he directs you towards the back of the temple.
I gesture to the entourage.
Okay, so he'll lead you to the back of the temple, not to like the main shrine that's visible to anyone coming in, but sort of like around through a back door to a little cloister where it's a bit more private, almost like those manor houses that have a private chapel. So that's that same sort of size, something that's a bit more focused and important. And he directs you to position him on the altar, as a large stone altar with a tablecloth on it, like a cloth on it, like it basically looks like a tablecloth sort of thing. You know what I mean? You know the thing I meant.
Yeah, I know. Just Father, before we go, do you have a boy or a runner? I need to send a message.
If you grab one of the acolytes from the front of the temple, they should be able to assist you in this.
I will not leave his side.
Very well. And he asks one of the hunters to go and grab one of them instead. And so the hunter disappears out back, comes back in with one of the acolytes a couple moments later.
Now, child, I need you to help me send a message. I need you to go to the Blue Stallion. It's to the sort of the northwest of the city by the north gate.
Yes, sir.
Inside, you will find a person who looks a bit like a demon. A high-pitched, whiny voice. Or alternatively, there's a large dragonborn. Goes by the name of Sejhan. Wears a sort of an olive brown cloak. If you find either of those, tell them that myself and I are in the Temple of Tyr, and we need their help immediately.
Yes, sir. And he disappears out and runs off. So the high priest he settles nigh down properly on the thing, lights up some incense and pulls out a little box which is full of like imbued oils and unguents and all sorts of things that you know, so you used to be obviously linked in with Tyr. You can tell this is the sort of the battle chaplains that would go around with, obviously Tyr being a lord of justice and very familiar with the realms of war, and the you know, like he's one of the more there are a lot more combat oriented people will tend to worship Tyr. This is sort of things where the battle chaplains would carry that with them to go around and do their healing, and you know this is the sort of thing where they wouldn't be too fussed about it. They would heal whoever needed healing so long as that person deserved the healing. So this is that same sort of thing, that sort of like basically a health kit for it. And he's going through the items and is trying to like prepare and bind the wounds that are already there. And he doesn't really pay that much more attention to the goblin aside from basically like trying to like lift it up a little bit to see if there's any wounds that it may be covering with where it's sitting. But he's being very methodical, going over the areas for it. And he finishes binding up all the wounds. And he lights up the incense to start a ritual for it. And he's saying, I can see his spirit and I can bring it back, but there are items I require that I don't have here. They are not cheap items either. They are things you will need to go out and procure. I am going to be joining this goblin in its ministering to your friend to try and guide the spirit back, but there is things still that must be done before the ritual can be completed and his soul can be rebound to his body.
Anything you need, Father, I'm at your disposal, and at this man's.
And
what do you need?
he lists off various types of incenses and healing items and various other religious paraphernalia, things that are going to be required that would equate to roughly 500 gold.
Okay, Father, slow down. If you can write this out and tell me where I need to go, then I will do everything you need. But you're going to have to spell this out. I can't remember that list.
He will provide you, after a moment, he'll provide you with said shopping list. And in terms of going around finding this stuff, that's going to be, basically we're going to be doing, we'll do some survival rolls to see how well you can recognise, oh, this place might sell this place might sell that. But it's
So my life literally hangs in the matter of him being able to read.
At the moment, you're at default. You are at 0.
Yeah, I know.
So it's a case of I've got a scale in my head. I'm going to be rolling some dice intermittently, and we'll see which way the scale tips. So yeah, Harry.
Okay, Father, my last question. How long do I have?
I can maintain this strength for, well, with the ritual being begun, you have maybe an hour to provide me with the items.
Fuck. Okay, so it's the middle of the night.
No. It's about 5 o'clock in the morning at this point. It's about 5 o'clock in the morning.
What shops are going to be open at 5 o'clock in the morning?
Okay, where does the list say I need to go?
Okay, so first things first. Let's just have from you a. There are I've put on the list. There are 4 items. You must hit 4 items, and each of them would equate to basically an item that is required. So first things first. Let's have a survival roll from you, please. To find item number 1. Instead of me like working out what each item's going to be, we'll go through it as we go sensibly.
What I want
So-
is that
Shit.
the list of 4 things is going to cost 500 gold.
125 gold apiece.
Well, no, some things are going to be costing more than others.
That's it.
So why have you said, "Oh shit"?
Okay, so I'll quickly explain the situation. I have a survival skill of +0.
Oh fuck.
I'm
It's
dead.
better than this. I have 165 gold on me. The only thing of value I really have is a healing potion, which I could probably sell for 35 gold relatively quickly.
Well, there's other people in the party. Hopefully
yeah.
they get there in time.
I was going to say, so it's
How long will it take me to get back to the Blue Stallion if I
'Cause-
leg it?
because the city is very early in the morning. You know exactly where you're going, and you are fairly on point with this bit. Yeah, you're all
Would
right.
it be
So
an athletics check?
it would be an athletics check to see exactly how quickly you get there, but you're not going to get lost or anything on the way, so you can get back there pretty quick.
You'll probably
That's
beat,
respectable.
That is quite respectful, yeah. So you're going to be a bit out of breath when you get back there, but it will take, if you were going proper hell for
I
leather
was waiting for a
through the city.
That fail and me falling in a lake.
If you were going absolute hell for leather, sprinting through the city, you can get back to the Blue Stallion in about 20 minutes.
Cool. I opened
That's
the
that's,
door
that's a
with my
dead sprint.
forehead.
You
I
took the
opened the
gold
door
off.
with my forehead.
You took the gold off of Nye's body, right?
Shit, I knew that's something I was supposed to do.
The 2 gold that I have, yeah,
Did
good luck
you?
with that.
You had like 200 gold or something.
Yeah, which I spent on a orb.
Yeah.
Let's go back to this. I
And a
opened the
lighter.
door with my forehead at a
Right.
dead sprint.
So at about the you'll find you'll get in there shortly after the acolyte has, because the acolyte's gone as quickly as he can, but obviously you're a grown man. If he rolled a crit success on the athletics, he would have beat him there, and he managed to absolutely pelt it. Would have been back there within about 10 minutes. You know, it would have been the proper, like, the guy who can run the 5-minute mile.
oh, no, I've just got some image of quick, take this message, and him going.
If it had been a crit, it would have been that, to be honest. As it was, the acolyte rolled pretty good at getting back there as well. So you can't keeping pace with the acolyte as well at the same time there. So Sejan is awake. He's because he's a it's just who he is. He's always awake quite early in the morning. So at the time of approximately 5:30 in the morning, Sejan will be there having a simple breakfast. Ion is nowhere to be seen. Would Vivian or Jacob be awake at that sort of time of the morning?
Yeah, Jacob. We'll probably get up quite early.
Jacob be up quite early. Vivian be up quite early as well. Okay.
That early? 5 o'clock, man? Like, wow. Okay.
We went to bed early.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. They went to bed early. Also, Vivian, her backstory is that she was an army follower, so it's kind of who she is. She gets up at the same sort of time as the soldiers did.
Plus, Jacob's backstory was he lived in a mages guild, so he would have been a research assistant getting up quite early and doing stuff around.
So yeah, these are people who are burning the midnight oil a lot of times, as it were. Okay, so Maith, what does Maith say when he bashes in yet another door?
Wake up, Bears! Bears, we need you. Wake up.
What is it? What's going on?
Nye, he's been, well, very, very badly hurt. I need your help.
Okay, what can we do? What's going
I
on?
begin rummaging through my pockets, and just you see gold coins just clattering to the floor. Bang! Like land all my money on the counter. So,
Okay, so
Nye's
the items that you need is you'll need some of these. It lists a particular type of sacred unguent and a shop where you can get it from that would be worth about 100 gold. It lists a type of incense which is from a different shop, which is also going to be about 100 gold. Which will be 100 gold. It also lists it's specially prepared cloth and like specially prepared bandages that come to 150 gold. I've got my math right here. That's 200. And there is a form of crystal, a focusing crystal, which was also 150 gold. Yes.
Yes, all of those things. We need all of those things now, or Naya's gonna die. So everybody, get your wallets out.
Okay, I have 119 gold.
Cool. So one sec. Let me just do some maths. Quick maths.
A new adventure.
2 plus 2 is 4.
Thank you for that follow, Jared. Welcome to the adventure. Welcome to the Dungeoneers.
Oh, that's my buddy Jared. Hey, Jared.
Yay.
Hello, Jared. Come and watch Harry try to save a life.
Fuck's sake. I'm really not doing very well this evening.
Damn it, whoever started
kill
singing
that
that
song with fire.
My bed.
Jesus. I will end you. That's almost as bad as that fucking albatross from Owl City.
Harry, are you
Sorry.
are you afraid?
Yes, I'm terrified because literally Nye's life hangs in my hands, and he's just told me that, you know, he really likes this character, and I don't want him to die.
My character is me. Like, that is how I am in real fucking life. Just so you know. So
Now-
I die.
You mean you really
Keyword.
have a goblin perched on your chest?
No.
We all have a goblin.
Oh, no, I might get it eventually.
Keyblade, just let me tell you this, right? I will do everything in my power to keep Nye alive, provided that I stay in character. But also, you have to understand that Maid is terrible at everything.
Yeah, he really.
Yeah, I know he is.
I'm amazed I didn't fall into a lake running back to the Blue Stallion. So, can we just...
I'm running fast enough.
just-
I can cross the lake like that lizard does. Splosh.
Okay, I grabbed Vivian by the lapel, so I'm like, give me all your money!
I can beat her 150.
Okay, so how much gold are we short now? We got 430.
Sejan walks over. He's just like he reaches into his pouch.
70 short.
Sejan walks over, reaches into his bag, and just pulls out a pouch that it just drops it on the table. And as the pouch it does that classic Hollywood thing, it like leans over and spills open slightly. And he doesn't really say much of anything at all. But the pouch is full of silvery coins. And it's like it spills open, and there are 30 of these silvery coins.
Oh, god damn.
You know
what he's
where-
doing, you guys.
Y'all know where Ion is, just saying.
I look at Sashan and I can see what these coins are immediately on me. Thank you. You may well have saved a life tonight.
He doesn't say anything. He just goes back to the table he was sitting at, returns to his breakfast.
Okay. So I show everyone the list and where they need to go, and who's the most nimble, who's the most athletic out of the three of us. I'm going to say Vivian.
Yeah.
I mean, not a monetary value, but you seem like quite an athletic person.
Yeah.
Do we even know where we've got to go for these items yet?
Well, the
Acrobatics, but athletics.
yeah. So the bandages actually you recognise on the list the bandages it says are can be purchased from Germain's.
Okay.
You all recognise actually as well another name on that list that the incense can be purchased from Darius's elixirs.
Okay, do you two know where these shops are?
Yes, I was at Jermaine's later last night.
Vivian?
I do, yeah.
Okay, so take. So I would like to give. I'm trying to remember the values to these, but we'll give the first.
Can I quickly ask, just because I do kind of want to help you guys out a little bit on this one, can I ask Jacob to give me an insight roll quickly, please?
Yep.
I'm gonna mute myself. Just give me a second.
Yeah. So with that crit, yeah, you're definitely aware of this one. You think about it for a moment. You realise that if you was to do a bit of a circuitous route, you could easily get Darius's elixirs and Jermaine's as a circuit route back to the temple.
Okay, where is the temple?
The temple, just to give you an idea of just exactly how far Harry ran, how far Maeve ran. The temple is this large building over here.
Ah, okay. We
dwarves are natural sprinters.
Okay.
You're a half elf.
I have an idea. I can get these 2 items, and I will meet you back at the temple. You 2 will have to try and find the other item.
Okay, Vivian, this puts us on to you. Can you get these 2? And I point to the next 2 on the list.
Sure.
So the unguent, the special unguent is something that would be used primarily in preparing corpses. It's something the sort of things that would be used at mortuaries and funeral homes, and that would need to be picked up from as such a place. So there is a building in the shrine area, the main, the secondary religious district, because you got the primary temple we're using is this large building up here because it stands out. It's nice and easy to see what's going on. The other religious area is the area just down over here, and it is this building here, which is the main mortuary, where people basically any bodies that are found that can't be easily identified are taken there, and they are given basic preparation. With the idea then that the various churches and faiths and families would come and claim their own property, as it were.
That is a hell of a run.
So someone's going to need to get from the Blue Stallion to there and up to there. That is going to be their total journey.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to get 2 pieces on that run.
Can I cartwheel and flip a lot so I can do an acrobatics check?
Would you like to parkour your way all the way over there?
Yeah.
I will, because that is fucking. I will let you see if you can run along the roofs and Assassin's Creed Mirror's Edge your way there.
So,
You can use acrobatics for that. Yes, I'll let you use acrobatics to see whether. Yep. So yeah, you can make that journey. You can make that journey just because that is absolute fucking genius, and that is one of the rules.
She has the background in
That's
like that.
Yeah, that is
Where,
fun,
like,
and that's one of the rules we have here, guys. One of the house rules we run is Hollywood rule of cool. If you give me a damn good reason for something to work, we'll make it work. So yes, fantastic. You can do all that. You can parkour your way there and there, so you can go and you will be able to pick that stuff up and get back there in time. So you can go and pick up the unguent, and the last thing is the crystal, and the crystal. It says the best place to look for this would be Kazakhs.
Okay. Harry, you're going to need to do one of them.
Okay. I'll do Kazakhs.
Okay. You do that and then get back to 9.
Okay. Do we all know what we're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I guess there's no time to waste. We divvy up the money as appropriate to the cost of the items estimated on the list, with a little bit of change each. And we'll figure out who gets what at the end.
Okie dokes. So, don't forget you have got those the 30 platinum coins that have been added into this amount as well for you guys to help pay towards this.
I think that pretty much pays off what we
It pays off about half of it, yeah, just over half of it. So, Darius's elixirs is open, and you go there, and there is no problems buying the incense or the the prepared bandages. That's all absolutely fine. So Jacob has no problems with anything at all regarding getting hold of the stuff. If I can have let's have a Constitution save from you, please, Jacob, to see, because this isn't really your thing, the whole running around like an idiot. Let's see whether or not you get particularly out of puff doing this. Nope, yeah, you're absolutely fine. You feel massively invigorated. You're starting to think that maybe you're going to start taking up jogging.
Why does this game wants to save my ass now? What the fuck is this? Killed me last week and now it feels bad. It's like, oh, I haven't done that.
Okay, so no problems for Jacob at all.
Fucking lucky the Irish.
Oh, that it is.
I do need from Vivian though. Vivian needs to try and explain why she's buying embalming materials, or why she wants to buy some embalming materials from the funeral parlor, as it were.
Friend is dead. Need to bring him back to life.
What can I say? Help with a
Just help.
No, I finished it to help with
Okay.
skincare routine.
Help is
I've heard
skincare-
from an elf that it can help.
There's no pressure.
with
It's just
young.
Nye dies if you don't.
Okay, so let's
It's a very quick story.
let's have a see, because of what it is. I think actually it needs to be a deception check.
Okay.
Because that's not what you need it for, and there's no. The reason I'm saying you need to do a deception check is there's no reason for you to lie about this for it at all. But the guy's like,
They might give us a bit cheaper.
the guy's just like, yeah, that's
Keep
that
coming back
seems
for more?
really weird. But yeah, sure. I mean, it doesn't cost me this much to make the stuff up from the material, so yeah, that's fine. That works out for me. And he hands you a couple pots of the stuff, and you then go on your way, mostly upwards, of course, because of what you previously said before. So, behold, it's Warframe. Off I go.
Wow. That was my inspiration.
Yes, and now Harry, we come round to Maeve, who heads off to Kazakh's. Kazakh's is closed at this time of the morning. But it is a small shop. It's very clearly one of those shops that has the people live upstairs. You know.
I would like to bang very loudly and obnoxiously on the door, shouting, "Open the door! It's an emergency!"
It takes about 30 seconds before the door just bangs inwards. It's like, what the fuck do you want? It's bloody stupid o'clock in the morning.
I need an item.
What?
A sanguine. I pull out the bit of paper and just hand it to him. Please, my friend's gonna die.
Wait here, and the door bangs closed again, like slams it shut. You hear click, click, click. There's a bunch of the locks get closed up behind it as well, and from just
Through
the
the closed door, I just shout, "Thank you."
you can, if you press your ear against the door, you can hear rumbling and bumbling and bustling. There's the occasional crash. Oh fuck's sake! That was the last one of those I had. God, Jesus Christ! I have to get another one of those. Blah, blah, blah. And it was a moment later. He's like, the door opens again. It's like, right here it is. I mean, 200
How
gold.
much was that?
200 gold.
I hand him 220 and just say, "I'm sorry for the intrusion," and I just leg it off to the temple.
So he takes money from you and he slams the door shut behind you again. Runs up all the locks and sprints back to the temple. And you guys are all getting there, literally just in time, as the priest is saying, "Hurry, hurry! Bring me the materials! Bring me the implements." And he applies the unguents to the wounds that he's already like pre-dressed a little bit. Wraps the dressings around them. He passes the crystal over each of the bits, lights up the incense, passes the crystal over each of the wounds, and then places it over Nye's heart. And he redirects the goblin's hands to cover the crystal. So basically, as if the goblin is holding the crystal down against the chest. And then he places one hand on Nye's head, one hand on the goblin's head, and his own head back. Because the eyes go all misty again. And he chants in the way that he needs to do. He does some stuff. He casts the spell. He's still casting the spell. He's still casting the spell whilst I'm quickly looking up what the spell exactly does again. And if there's any saves that are needed at all, he's casting the spell. He's still casting the spell.
Roll involved.
Oh, for fuck's sake, where is it?
Man, this is a great session. Wish I was a part of it.
He's casting the spell.
Well, you should have been in bed with a woman.
How was I supposed to know this was gonna happen?
You shouldn't
Because you
have
knew
been
you were gonna
bonking
get
an orc.
drunk.
I said I'd have a few drinks.
He's casting
So
the
I know
spell.
this is gonna be weird, but you should probably go get yourself checked out with you sleeping around this much.
This is fantasy world. There are no STDs here.
Dude, you're gonna be walking through the forest just like, God, why am I itching so much?
I'm goddess.
Oh, man.
I'm a
Can you
priest of
imagine-
soon. My job
you
is to
im-
have sex with everything that moves.
Can you imagine, like, ogre gonorrhea?
Oh, wow.
Like,
Warts as big as your fist.
I'm sorry, there are STDs in this fantasy world that would kill a mortal man.
Right, so yes,
God, a purpose of lightest.
so you, he's there and his eyes, his head is tipped back and there's a slight radiance coming from him as he's channeling the power of his god into these beings before him, and over the course of an hour, he goes through the ritual, completes the ritual, and Nye is raised from the dead. The goblin keels over half dead at this point as well. As Goblin takes in as Nye takes in his first breath, the goblin exhales quite deeply as well. It just slumps off of him. The priest very nimbly just like catches the goblin and sets him down gently on the floor. Says, "Do not disturb him. He'll be weak for some time. As will you, my friend. You will be incredibly weak for a very long time."
Pardon my
You've
where
been.
the fuck am I?
You are in the Temple of Tyr. You are in a safe place.
Why is everyone around me?
You have been through an ordeal.
Last thing I remember, there were wolves.
No, you died.
That would explain why my limbs feel cold.
That goblin there just saved your life.
Yeah. Imagine what happens when you fucking help people. They tend to return the favor.
That doesn't explain why those wolves attacked you in the first place. And I turn and I walk from the temple.
I lied for a whole 2 minutes and already stinging people.
Yeah. Now it's just back to his old ways.
Well, I
So-
looked at you guys and I said,
I am going
I
to
will
go
be
to
back.
the oldie octopus and get myself a drink.
At 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, a fucking stiff one. So stiff that I might wake up with an orc tomorrow.
Oh, it's a half orc, have you? Mind you.
I mean, that's just an expression that we paladins have, but, you know, could happen to some unlucky fuck.
She was very nice and professional.
And she knew just what to do with her tusks.
Oh, wow.
Oh, fucking. For fuck's sake, Dan.
Dan, this is a family show.
No, it's
not
not.
even
It's really
that.
not. If the catch line for the chat is you can say "cunt, just don't be one," it's definitely not a family show. Oh my word!
I just have no words.
As far as I'm concerned, I've just exit stage left. I'll head back to the shrine in a
Exit
bit.
pursued by bear.
Fucking hell.
Okie dokie. So
Guys, I would like to state at this point as well, I left all of my money in the Church of Tyr. You're free to divide it how you like.
okie dokie. So
I'm just going to set my goal to 0.
yeah, so there was 300 gold was spent from Sejan's money. So you guys have from your combined money that was used on it, you have spent 200 gold. So feel free to discuss between yourselves how you want to divide that. Now, I think during all this sort of time, I think Ion would still be asleep.
Yeah.
I've got a funny feeling that Ion's probably the little spoon.
I am.
Because it's a half orc. I don't think you've got much choice. I think it just happens that way.
It's the way I am Sam prefers, so it works out.
I feel nice and warm.
I love being.
So, Key, Nye is under the effects of the spell Raise Dead, which means that all of your abilities and stuff is done at -4. And every time you complete a long rest, that number goes down by 1. So completing a long rest becomes then -3, another one becomes -2. So just so you know the specifics of it.
So basically, everything I do now, I have to add I have to subtract 4 from it, right?
I can actually add something to your sheet in a second. So currently, the target takes a -4 penalty to all attack rolls, saving throws, and ability checks. Every time the target finishes a long rest, the penalty is reduced by 1 until it disappears. I'm going to add something into your cat sheet. Maeve, what were you going to say?
I would just like to propose that we actually pool our money into like a party treasury.
There is a party loot option available.
Is everyone happy with that option or no?
I mean, I don't have any money, so.
Well, as I just said in the chat, from what we pulled together, if you take out Sergeant's whatever, then we all come out, if we split it 3 ways, with 144 gold.
No, we've got 214 gold because I tipped the guy 20 quid for getting up in the middle of the fucking morning. So 214 gold split between you and Vivian because you were the only two there. So 107 gold each for you and for Vivian, and everyone else's gold is completely unchanged.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
So you both have 107 gold. And I have nothing.
And you're gonna go get fish.
Come help kill some wolves. We'll get you some money.
Actually, that's a very good point. Can I just narrate an action? I'll walk into the old octopus and say, fuck, I need a drink. I'll have a pint of brown. And the thing hits the table and he goes, great, that'll be 2 silver, please. And I go, fuck, and just walk out. Then head back to the shrine.
Alright. I'm just going to try doing a check. Oh, okay, no, good. That has already applied all that on that. Just don't check. I think that's done everything for it. Bear with me a second, because I also need to do. I think I've added this all in. Because it needs to add these all in individually. Apparently, it seems. So all of those. Is that now done right? I think that is. Cool, fair enough. Right, okay. So I've added the raise that after effect to your character sheet.
Yeah,
cool.
I can see that.
Fair enough. Right, okay, so you got that. So Maid is completely skint at this point. So I think we'll say that you guys take some time to help Nye get back onto his feet, make sure that he's somewhat healthy enough to move, possibly leaning on someone's shoulder. As I imagine, your first port of call is going to be to get him back to the Blue Stallion so he can rest up some. Unless you have any other ideas. Cool.
Yeah, sort of give him, throw an arm over my shoulder and just sort of.
So it's let's say because of the distance you've got to go over there, the fact that he's not feeling too good on that, it's going to take you, I'd say, about an hour and a half, something that sort of time to get back to the Blue Stallion, which should be that should be enough time for us to go over to Ion and see how Ion's feeling this morning.
Wait, first I have something funny to say.
Oh, okay.
Instead of you guys carrying me, why don't you just find a wheelbarrow or something with a wheel and just start rolling me around? It's less taxing and I get to have a ride and it'll be fun. Why does my head feel like it's swimming?
It'll take more time to find the wheelbarrow.
I get to nap then, it's fine. I'm gonna go to sleep.
No sleeping. You got concussion. You won't wake up. Cosmos, thank you for that follow. Welcome to the pie. Welcome to the adventure. Welcome to the Dungeoneers.
Welcome to the shit show.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to the shit show.
Welcome to the
Okay.
group that's most likely to cause me an aneurysm.
Yeah.
I'll probably head back to the Stallion for sort of midday, early afternoon. Ask him another 4 or 5 hours of wallowing.
Fervent
Hey, just so
prayer,
you know,
fervent
if he's
prayer.
insulting you, that means he doesn't have really much of a problem with you. He's just giving you a hard time.
Ah, good. He's British. Right.
Yes, exactly.
So, Ion, how's Ion feeling this morning? I think first thing we need from Ion is a Constitution save
Oh right, okay.
because of the amount of drinking that was
the
done.
heavy tusking you received last time.
Oh, Constitution.
Does he have scars now?
Oh, look, I'm fine. I don't.
Yeah,
have
no,
For
you're
permanent
fine.
Injury.
You're you're
Can
fine.
you imagine if
You're
he
fine.
failed that? Fucking
I mean,
he's permanently disabled after spending a night with a half-orc.
it's like I can't feel my legs.
The
Or is that
underbite was too
Constitution
strong.
saving throw against troll gonorrhea?
Nah, he's all good. So you do wake up just before the lovely Madame Gerda. Do you want to try and sneak out, or are you gonna stick around for
Sounds
breakfast?
like a building material.
That's what I was gonna say.
I'm gonna leave her a note. Thanks for last night, babe. See you tonight at work, maybe, or some other time. You know, kissy winky
Jesus
face.
Christ.
Yeah,
I think I like it's like in the nose, like some other time maybe, like all of that is written in the thing.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, I try to sneak out.
Just Ion's just an awkward texter.
I am.
No, she doesn't notice. She doesn't notice you sneaking out as you slip out of bed. So like she just rolls over. The bed creaks menacingly. She's a big girl, is Gerda. Like 8 feet tall. She's literally physically there is a lot of Gerda.
A lot of good to love.
A whole lot of woman.
Would you say she's
A
strong as
whole lot
steel?
of Gerda.
I would I'd say it's imagine like if Ronda Rousey was sort of like 1.25 times.
And green.
So Ralphie May.
Yeah. So it's like halfway between Ralphie May and Ric Flair.
Oh god.
Nice.
It's like halfway through the night, so like midnight, 1 in the morning sort of time. Everyone in the whole of the waterfront area has heard a woo. So yeah, what's Ion gonna be doing? Where's Ion sneaking off to? Are they heading off back off to the Blue Stallion, or are we spending some
What
time on
is
road?
it around? Probably
For you, yeah, this is gonna be that same sort of time, sort of like that 7 o'clock in the morning sort of time, 7:30 in the morning.
Okay. I'm just gonna. Yeah, I'm going back to the Blue Stallion. Just
Then
like,
that's the Blue Stadium.
yeah, whistling along the way. Just top of the morning to you, friend. And everybody's like, "Oh, he got laid last night," and I'm like,
Yeah,
"Yeah,
the stride of pride.
yeah, exactly." Just like walk of shame without the shame.
Yep.
Like,
I mean, until we find out who it was you were with.
it's Gerda.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But yeah, there's still a stride of pride. It's like you'd be proud of that thing. You survived.
what? Like,
It's still a.
I enjoyed my night with Gerda, I'll have you know. Like, there's nothing I'm ashamed of. Like, Ion loves everyone. Ion,
Yeah, I get that feeling. That's why I love the fact that twice now you've managed to roll ongoing relationship.
Yeah, I think it's very fitting to the character. Anyway, I get back to the Blue Stallion, and are people at breakfast, or...
Well, that's the thing. So yeah, we'll have this point. You would be linking up with the rest of the party, with the exception of Maeve, who's not going to be getting back to the Blue Stallion until I would say like early afternoon sort of time from what he said before. So rest of the party is going to be getting there shortly after you will. Yeah, so yeah, Ion, you'll be there first. The only person that you know that you recognise that's there is Sejan, your guide, as well as Fosco, the guy who runs the place.
Oh, okay.
So those are the people you recognise.
His other person isn't there then?
Cecilia isn't there at the moment, I guess.
Oh no, Cecilia's not down there. Cecilia, yeah, you don't know if Cecilia's there or not.
Yeah.
It's early enough in the morning, so yeah, you don't know if she's there or not.
I sit on the opposite side of Szechuan sauce. What's his name?
Sejan.
Szechuan, and I just like pull a glass of mimosa out of nowhere, and I'm like, "Good morning. Where are the rest of the guys?"
Something happened to Nye. It cost money to get it fixed.
Oh, I've had that problem before. You know, get involved with the wrong people. Oh, I hope Nye's okay though. Yeah.
Yeah. So
He's just cheering in the background, like, yes.
Sejan, like he just snaps his fingers towards Fosco and indicates to bring over another plate of breakfast. He's just assuming that you're hungry and has a plate of breakfast put in front of you.
Yes, and I chow down like with uncharacteristic like gusto that I don't show, like, because I don't know him. I don't really mind what he thinks of me, so I just like stuff my face instead of like being all fancy about it.
Okay. So yeah, basically as you're, let's say, are you going to be able to finish your breakfast before they? No, yeah. So you're halfway through your breakfast, fork halfway up to face before when the rest of the party minus Maeve comes in through the door, somewhat noisily, one imagines, given the fact that they are carting to all intents and purposes carting a body.
Yeah.
Heine!
Oh,
There you are!
Oh, Nye!
Where were you?
Oh my god, what's wrong with you?
Nye is covered in bandages, really. This one is all the bandages that were used as part of the ritual. That they're still in place to keep the wounds bound. Because obviously, as the magic went into it does a lot to seal up the wounds, but it's still, you know, they're still going to be. If you catch them, they're going to open up again. Basically, all it does is it heals up, it speeds up the healing process. But you know, even if you've had surgery and the wound gets stitched up, they still put bandages over it. So it's the same sort of concept.
Question: if I use a spell to heal him, will that help anything?
You can try.
Okay. I just rush over and I'm like, "Oh no!"
Can I first answer his question? Can I answer his question?
Yeah, you can answer my question.
Well, I don't know, Heine. It would appear that I am falling apart at the seams.
Oh baby, we're gonna get you fixed. I rush over and I cast.
So it's a phrase. Never use that phrase on a druid, by the way.
What?
Gonna get you fixed. Because that could go really, really badly wrong.
I use Cure Wounds, but at level 2.
Oh, pushing
Is
the
that what
boat
that
out.
feels like? It's tingly.
Ooh,
Maybe that's the lack of blood.
I like press my hand against his chest and like channel my divine energies into him.
You know,
Hey,
because
whoa, now you're getting a little too frisky for me.
because of the fact that you're using up one of your second level spells in that bit as well, I'm gonna see whether or not this might even lower the time. You know, it does. You actually your modifier is immediately put down to a -3 instead of -4, just because you put a second level spell in that. And I like the roleplay, I like the idea, and we rolled a 20 on it to see whether or not it takes any extra effect. So yeah, you know, you managed to get yourself your modifier is reduced by 1.
Nice.
Cool, I'll let you fix that because I don't know how to do that.
I'm like, it's gonna be okay. I think you need to go to sleep now. Nye.
Why do I
You need to
taste
rest.
copper?
Is
Very
that?
bright in here.
You know, we'll just
Kind of
turn it
like-
off.
I whisper into like Jacob's ear, like, what the fuck happened to him?
You know as much as we do.
I should say,
Maeve
Nye
came
does
and
remember everything that happened, by the way.
Yeah,
He may not
Maeve
want to
came-
remember. He may be suppressing the memory, but he does know everything that's happened.
Maeve came and found us this morning, and we all rushed out to help.
What was wrong with him? Was he like just really, really hurt, or?
From
Are we
what-
going to blame this on me as well?
From
We
what
blame everything.
from what
Blame everything on me.
from the little amount of information we received when we arrived, he was on the brink of death. Apparently, when he went out he was attacked by wolves.
Oh, oh dear, we shouldn't have let him go alone. Oh God, okay, I feel really bad right now. Okay, Knight, let's get you to bed now. Don't worry, you're not my type. Okay, let's carry him
Fuzzy
up.
furry wolfies dancing around my body.
Yes, that's right, Knight. Yes, fuzzy furry wolfies. Okay, get him to bed right now.
Oh,
Do
poor.
your horns ever get caught on your pillow?
No, baby, I have special socks for my horns when I go to sleep.
It's not the only special sock he's got.
Oh my
Hang on.
God.
You.
Do
You on those
do
coming.
these socks for your horns, do they look at all like Dan's streaming hat?
Yes, there's 2 mini dance streaming hats on my horns.
Disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Don't mock the hat.
I didn't mock the hat.
Good.
I love that.
No,
hat.
no. I meant for Maeve.
Okay.
He can't have a session where he's not under disadvantage.
I'm on so much disadvantage. I have no idea what.
He's got to roll like 8 d20s and pick the worst one for everything he does. Oh, fucking hell. I love it. It's brilliant. Cool stuff. Okay. So, it is your Thursday, as we've said. This is all been going on of the Thursday morning, and you guys are here until so you're heading back to the guild hall Sunday evening is when you're heading back. So you're about halfway through your time here in Neverwinter. So you're as we say, you're on your Thursday, so it'll be about the afternoon sort of time, lunchtime. It will be when Maid is getting back to the Blue Stallion. So does anyone actually want to do anything for the morning? Is there anything anyone wants to go? Like, for example, do you guys want to? Is there anything you want to go out and try and buy? Anything you want to go out and try and find? Any task you have in mind? Anything you want to try and do, or are you just going to? Are we going to, like press T and wait until the party is won again?
Is there any kind of like leatherworking places nearby?
Not nearby, but you do remember that you were told that there is an armorer that is on retainer to the guild. So a place that the guild will send applicants to as a first port of call, called the Pangolins Hide.
Okay. I was just wondering if I could go and speak to the tanner and learn, maybe try and get some hints or tips on how to skin the wolves.
You don't know of anywhere that would be able to do that straight away, but yeah, no. So the only place that jumps out of your mind as being a place to go to would be the Pangolins Hide, because of the fact they work in leather. Whilst they may not know, they may or may not know how to skin or prepare a hide, they may at least be able to put you on the road to someone who does know how to do so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not after like any kind of like increased role, but maybe like an advantage role, if it means.
So
I can help.
Yeah,
out.
so it'll take you about 15-20 minutes or so to reach the Pangolins Hide. It's the trade district. It's the place you've been to before. You know where you're going. You've been there before.
I would say normally take 9 with us to skin them, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
Shiny blade.
Plus, I think the first place we take him to see his wolves, I think, may not be the best idea.
It's nice, just like Nye is on like the best type of painkillers right now.
Yeah,
He's on like a drip feed of pure morphine.
Can I just say that I probably will have you guys help me find a wolf or a dire wolf to
Avenge yourself.
make as a follower.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, I'll go. I'm going to go and ask around at Pangolins Hide.
Okay. Is anyone else have any other ideas, things they would like to do, or is everyone else going to be waiting? You guys have got, this is your time in Neverwinter to well, within reason, to use as you wish.
Nye bolts up out of a dead sleep and goes, "Flowers! I have to go see the flower man." Before going right back to sleep.
Okay. I think Ion just spends his time like tending to Nye and being like uncharacteristically quiet and like just respectful.
I imagine that Ion has got a very good bedside manner.
Yeah, like
it's like it's his forte.
Yeah, he's an absolute idiot, but like when he's like healing people and taking care of them, he like just shuts up and does it proper.
Yeah, when he's got a switch on, he switches on.
Yeah, so like just spends his time like tending to Nye's wounds and like keeping him like alive because he seems a bit loopy.
Yeah, so, he's concentrating so much on looking after Nye that he hasn't even drunk a mimosa.
Nope, not one.
He's got a glass of water instead as well, which is really creeping people out.
Yeah.
What about Vivian? What would Vivian like to do? Or does Vivian even want to accompany Jacob even?
Yeah, she goes along with Jacob just to kind of tag along and do stuff.
Something to do, and it's like I don't want to take another look at Nye. He doesn't look very. It's like your friends in hospital, but you don't want to spend any time with them because you don't want to see them in hospital. You want to remember them as they were.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, no, I was never the same after the incident with the wolves. Okay, so yeah, it takes you about, it takes about 20 minutes or so to get to the Pangolins Hide. And given that it's in the trade district, it's the armor shops. These are the sort of places that are open quite early in the morning, and they stay open quite late. These are the sort of places that are open like 7 to 8 sort of thing. And then 7 in the morning, 8 in the evening. These are the places that are, that there's no compulsions about them. They do stay open. They know that they're going to have people coming that could be coming in quite early in the morning where they've come in from a night and they're dropping their stuff off to be repaired. It's those sorts of places. Yeah. So you head into the Pangolins Hide, and they do remember that if you've been, did you guys go there before? I can't remember if you guys went to the Pangolins Hide before.
I haven't.
Okay, so if you go into the Pangolins Hide, there is working in the Pangolins Hide, and these are the places where they don't have any display or anything outside of the building. But you can hear the sound of a forge going inside the place. There is a dwarf standing at the forge who's they're heating some metal before they take it back to the anvil, and you see he's shaping what appears to be like something's going to become a breastplate, maybe. And there is also sitting basically it looks like a child sitting in a high chair. Bless you. It looks like a child sitting in a high chair, but it is there is a halfling. Is he a halfling or is he a gnome? I've written this down. I've got so many characters, so many people that you guys have got the opportunity to meet. It is a gnome. Sorry, it's a gnome, not a halfling. There is even smaller than that. There is a gnome sitting in what it looks like a high chair, but it's is sitting in a chair. Working at a desk where he's got several large pieces of leather, and he's using a leather working needle to pre-make the holes ready for him to stitch it up. It looks like he's putting together a like an undercoat that's going to have metal pieces put onto it.
Okay. Yeah, just sort of go up and say good morning.
Yes, morning, sir. How can I help? The gnome looks up for a moment to basically to acknowledge you, and then goes back to his work. So, good morning. Yes, how can I help you, sir?
I'm looking for maybe someone here can help me, or maybe just some guidance as to someone who can maybe train me a bit in how to skin wild animals for their fur or their hide.
I don't work. I only work on the hides themselves and turn them into things that would be much more suitable for people with a more people shape. But yes, no, I don't know how to. You'd probably better having a chat with the hunters who go out and do the hunting. Possibly there's that there's a place you can go to buy like things like adventuring supplies. There maybe they may have a guidebook or something there. It's a place called Quills and Quillians. It's in the Mage district. He thinks quite highly of himself. He thinks that he's going to be able to keep pace with those guys and be as useful as they are. And I don't know, to be honest. He doesn't seem to be quite as professional as the guys who work there, but they will see.
Okay. The hunters, I would imagine, have probably gone out for the
it doesn't even take much of an insight check to know that this sort of time of day the hunters will already have been off and out. They'll be doing their task.
Are you sure about that? Because they.
Well, if that option, I'll normally go to them first. But...
Sorry, you're saying Key?
I was saying, I doubt that, seeing as they spent most of their morning hauling my ass around.
Well, yeah, they would have gone back out. They still got quotas to fill. They got you in, and then they sort of gently snuck off to go and do what they needed to do.
Right, we're done. Let's fuck off.
Yeah, basically.
He's a
Yeah.
nice
They
person,
still
but
they still got a job to do.
I'm taking care of him, so they were free to go.
I don't like that term.
Oh, come on.
Oh, with how you guys are. Oh, we're taking care of him.
Okay. Well, so
Yeah, at some point today, Ion's gonna fluff your pillow.
No, he's not. He's not. I would like to
As long
roll a
as he doesn't get
constitution
the
check
trust
to see if
involved,
I
he's
actually am
fine.
able to come to, and in a smart fashion.
I'd say yeah. If there's none of the hunters are available, because they would have more hands on, then yeah, I'll go to Quills and Quillians.
Okie dokes. Okay. Did Vivian want to do anything whilst at the Pangolins hide?
No.
Okay. Cool.
No, I don't wear armor, so there's no point.
Cool. So heading off to Quills and Quillians, again, it takes you about 10-15 minutes or so to get through the city to there. So the place is open. It's to more precise, the sign on the door says open, but the shop, looking in through the window, the shop seems empty. And this is sort of like as you're looking through the windows and you see the sort of things that are on display, it looks like a one-stop shop for adventurers. So you can see there's racks of crossbows, there's bundles of arrows, there's a few weapons on display as well. There's also along the back, you can see along the back wall, there's things like clothing and cloaks, backpacks, all the sorts of stuff that you'd find. Basically anything non-magical that one could imagine from the equipment list is available there in varying shapes and sizes and forms.
Okay. Just go up to the clerk and I'll say good morning.
Good morning, sir. How can I help you?
I'm looking for either some hands-on or a book training of how to skin animals for their fur.
You're one idiot's guide to surviving the woods and wastelands of the land, sir. And he takes you over to this to a large leather-bound book. It's sort of like it's a decent sized book. The sort of thing where it's a sort of decent sized book to sit in a library and read, but not really the sort of thing you'd want to take out into the field with you. So this is a be-all guide to working in the field. So the sort of thing where it tells you how to, best places to make your camp, best ways to build tent and lean-tos and shelters, and things from the supplies that one can find out in the field, like what mushrooms are safe to eat, how to fish, things like that. It also tells you how to butcher creatures of varying shapes and sizes. So there's a one-stop guide for everything you would need to survive in the wilderness, and he shows the book. The book has got a lovely yellow and black finish, and it looks like on the black bit someone's written the title sort of like in chalk.
Okay.
Yes, it looks like one of those books.
Yep. Okay, and how much is that?
This book's it's the wealth, sir, of knowledge available to one who was to spend any amount of time reading this book. I couldn't possibly let this book go for less than a gold coin, sir.
That's fine. Yeah, chuck him a gold coin.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. He puts and he hands you the book. Sir, I do hope you enjoy your day, and I hope that you will come back and revisit me with as much patronage as you see fit. This, of course, is a wonderful store where one can find anything and everything that one could need.
Okay. Vivian, is there anything you'd like in here, or...
No, not that I can think of.
Yes, but anything you need at all, madam. I'm sure that if you can't think of anything straight away, that with just a few moments of looking across the wonderful wares that I can provide you, you'll have something jump out at you as being absolutely vital to your continued existence.
Okay, so Vivian's gonna look around a little bit and see if anything does jump out.
Okay. Well, basically, it is. This is. Imagine if you had a. Imagine if you had like a really well looked after supply shop that then changes management, and the manager has only ever previously run like a Goodwill store, but thinks that their new store is like Hamley's. So it's like you got a guy who's completely inexperienced for it, and it's just like the place is just full of all sorts of crap. So it's like all this stuff from the equipment list, as well as like loads of books on things like like survival guides, and the various foods that one can find in the wild, and tourist guides to the various cities of the land as well. Like survival guide of the Star Mountains, survival guide of the Sword Coast, survival guide of the forest, survival guide. Like the various things that they look like they're going to be really, really useful. All the really anything you can think of that you could think would be really, really useful to have.
So it's it would be millet.
Yeah. But shit.
So millets.
Yeah.
Well, saying that isn't going to want her to buy anything, is it?
But he's really eager. He's walking around beside you the whole time, pointing out various items. Like, oh yes, this book here, it's a bestseller actually. And that's here's here the tourist guide to Neverwinter. You see here on page 76, they actually mention this store. Yes, that's how good we are. You see. He's he's those people who are just obnoxiously helpful but have got no idea they're really the most annoying person on the planet.
Yeah.
That guy scares me.
Yeah.
Like he legit scares me. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm glad Nye is passed out.
It's fine. This guy gave another character a nervous breakdown. It's fantastic. he gave the player a nervous breakdown.
Jesus Christ.
No, there's nothing that she can think of that she wants, but she might come back later.
Are you sure, my dear? I noticed there you carry a lovely, large, wonderful, powerful weapon there. One hate to see you drop it or not have it to hand. Maybe just like something like this thing here, and he pulls out, he picks up a sling. And it's clearly a sling that is designed for like you hold it and you sling rocks at things. So it's very clear that's what it is. But he picks up and goes like, let's see what you do. If I may, my dear. And he, before waiting for a response, he takes the glaive from you, ties one end of the sling just beneath the head, and the other end of it down, so there's a bit of a loop. Then it goes like, there you go, my dear. And see, and he shows on himself, and one can then put it over one's body and can carry it very easily. You see, it's an absolutely vital thing here. And he like takes it off of himself and hands that to you. Only a few silver for you there, dear. Well, just a couple of silver for that.
No, thank you.
Are you sure?
Yeah, she already has a belt that has her weapons in.
Well, it's fashion, my dear. Fashion as well.
No.
Are you sure? I can't
Yeah,
at
I'm
all.
not really into fashion.
Okay, well, if you're sure. But if you do change your mind, please don't forget quills and quillions, everything one could need, anything the budding adventurer requires in their time in the wilderness. And he just deftly undoes the knots and puts the sling back like in where it was before.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm done. I've got everything I need.
Okay, so I'm assuming that after this wonderful encounter, you'll be returning to the Blue Stallion.
Yeah, I'm gonna go peruse this book.
Cool beans. And we'll say that this is also the time when Maeve will rejoin the party as well. For lunch, the party shall lunch together. Well, Nye won't because he's away with the fairies.
I'm sure Iron will feed him.
As I said, I'm a very professional bedside manner
I'm
person.
sitting there like fucking Mr. Crocker.
It's like Ion's in like the proper nurse's outfit and everything, like the latex one.
Oh wow.
No.
Ion is not a 2D character. He's got more dimensions to him.
Yes. So there's the party is one once more. Well, I say the party once more because obviously under these circumstances, Nye is up in his room and Ion is there, and Nye let's say he's being fed like a thin grilled because he don't want to do anything too stressful for the body because he's been through a lot. So is Iron going to stay with him for that whole time? Is he going to like let him bed down for a little while and come down and join the party for lunch, or is he going to stay by his side?
Nie's sleeping. I'm going down to.
You've been told, Key. You're sleeping.
It still smells funny. It tastes like feet.
That means you're getting better. Yeah. Okay. Hush now. I'll be back in a bit. Mommy's gonna go talk with some other adults because your fucking loopy jabbering is a lot to take for an entire day. Okay.
So, lunchtime in the Blue Stallion.
Yes. I'm guessing we're all at the table, or
Yeah. So yeah, it's within within a few minutes of each other, you'll all be appearing there, and Sejan's nowhere to be seen. He's either in his room or he's around in the town doing something. Sejan's not there at all.
is Maze there now?
Well, Maeve would be there without being gone too long or anything for it, because Maeve would be getting back to the Blue Stallion about in time for lunch. So he's gonna be getting there around that time as well. So aside from Nye, who is sleeping off the after effects of a wolf, a little is you got the hair of the dog that bit you.
Yeah, a little bit too much.
Yeah. So yes, party. I hand the floor over to you to engage in a little bit of friendly RP, I imagine.
Oh wait, I don't have to worry about becoming a lycanthrope, right? Like, there's nothing weird you're gonna do with that shit, right?
Party. If you want to continue having your nice little chat.
Maze, where the fuck have you been? What the fuck happened with Nye?
I don't want to go into it.
I think we deserve to know. We're kind of a team here.
Ion, it's difficult to explain.
Try.
Ion, I don't even know what happened, so just let it go.
Fine, but I'm not letting this go. We're gonna talk about this at some point.
Okay, just
Okay.
let me get my head on it straight first.
Oh, well, Nye is resting upstairs. He seems to be getting a bit better, slowly but surely, so at least that's that. Oof. Wow.
Oh, by the way, Mike, that book you're flicking through, it covers. There's an awful lot of very big words, and it covers an awful lot of subjects with not very much information.
Okay.
It's all like it's a lot of it is things that are like really really obvious. So it lists things like mushrooms and flora that are safe to eat and ones that aren't safe to eat. But it's all stuff that most anyone would know anyway. It's a lot of it is like, you know, it's very commonly known ingredients, very commonly known items. It's like it lists a bunch of not that difficult to do knots. Of ways to build, you know, a few ways to build shelters that it'd just be like a bit of common sense, such as like find a cave.
Okay.
You know,
I mean,
so
what he'd probably do is while he's eating, he'd probably have a bit of parchment and just write down the useful facts.
it's going to be a very empty bit of parchment at the end of your lunch.
Well, no, just obviously bits that he didn't know.
Yeah.
Write down the bits that are useful.
Yeah.
And then just sort of skim over the bits that he would already recognise.
Okay.
And obviously the fact that where he researches and everything all the time anyway.
Yeah.
He'd probably flick through it pretty quick.
Okay.
Just say he's carrying a big heavy book around. He's got one
Yeah.
scroll. It's got everything.
Yeah. Yeah. What about everyone else though? How's Vivian feeling?
She's not too bad. A little bit shocked by everything that's happened, but she's starting to get a bit antsy and getting ready to want to go out and do things.
Well, you have got the rest of the day available to you still. If there is anything you guys would like to do.
Gonna stop eating the feet porridge?
Shh, Nye, you're not here right now. Shut up.
It's just Nye's face appears at the top of the stairs, and Ion turns around like, back to bed.
I'll bring you something better soon, okay?
Oh, that scares me. Did somebody else do it? He was
Oh my
rubbing
God.
my head and singing to me earlier.
I was not. You can't make that canon. I was. No.
While
I was
everyone's
itching
while
from some
everyone's
ogre.
while everyone's together, does anyone want to aid me and Vivian with the wolves that we're currently getting rid of for the local guard?
Yeah, I'll help.
Okay. I imagine you will be staying here to look after him. Well,
No, I'm good. I'm fine. He can go.
You stay quiet, Mr. Patient Man. Yeah, I'll stay with him.
okay.
Oh God, I need an adult.
I am an adult.
Isn't Cecilia around here somewhere?
Yeah, have her take care of me, please. She's nice. You put up
She
with
has
him.
to work.
Oh shit.
Ion, if you realize what she will do to you if she finds out about Gerda.
How does Maeve know about Gerda?
Rewind. Oh, because I was about to ask that same question.
Ion,
haven't had a
Cecilia is a lovely woman. I think you should really take care of this one, you know? Not do anything stupid.
I take care of everyone.
Don't let her catch you saying that.
We're in an open relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I should say, by the way, it is at lunchtime. It is Cecilia that is serving lunch at this side. So Cecilia is the one who's on the counter,
And she
on the
hears
desk.
Ion calling across the room. We have an open relationship.
So do you have to roll a dice, Dan, to see if that's actually true?
I think it's safe. She works in a tavern. She's not an idiot, you know.
Yeah.
She understands that you know that it is what it is.
She knows the kind of man I am.
They got drunk. I'm sure she's not like, oh, he's the one I will marry.
But we've got a thing going on, so like...
It's an open thing, but it's a thing.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with open things.
It's hot and steamy when it happens.
So she brings over a.
Some also calls it itchy, sweaty, and a little bit warty.
So Cecilia brings over a basically another basket of bread and a jug of ale for you to refill your flagons if you want to. So it's like, if you want to go and stay with your friends, I don't mind keeping an eye on Nye.
Oh, you're such a babe. Okay, nice. Cecilia's gonna take care of you for a bit.
Yay!
You just hear that through the floorboards. Yay!
Cecilia walks back to the bar and goes like, I've got an outfit I was thinking just for this.
Oh, you go get him, honey. And I go with my friends.
So,
when would you like to all head out? Should we head out while there's still daylight? Or?
Yes, I think that is a good idea.
okie doke. So you want to go hunt yourself some more wolves?
Yeah.
Right. So there's 4 of you going out. Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, so the first thing I need to do is because this is one of the things I did for this one, is basically I have a random map generator. So first of all, let's see where you guys are going this time. We're going to that one. And I need to populate this one a little bit. Right, so you head out again, and you're coming in on that side. So who's going on this? Maid is going, yes?
Yes.
And Jacob is going.
Yes.
And Iron is going.
Yes.
And Vivian is going.
Yes.
Okay. So let's see, there's there, and there is 4 of you going, so that means I roll this one.
Oh wait, I'm retconning my spells because I had them.
Oh yeah, because we haven't really
Oh
given
yeah,
you an
mine are
opportunity.
all screwed up. Too.
Yeah, I haven't given you guys an opportunity to do your spell preparing. So yeah, do your spell preparing today as if one would.
Yeah. Because I have like city spells on.
Yeah, okie dokie. So
Which is, obviously they weren't there for the first time we went out, so just fill them in, sort of saying, "This is the job we're doing. We need 20 walls total."
yeah. So basically, it gets explained. The guys explain to you that you're on a mission to go and do a bit of a culling.
Please save the hides. We get more money that way.
Okie dokie.
Okay. Right, I need to go onto this layer here, and we get
Oh no, he's doing a lot of And we're playing Minecraft. When did you become a
Huh.
villager, Dan?
Bad,
Yeah,
bad
Squidward.
memories of Minecraft.
What, Herobrine?
No, too many hours digging tunnels with Harry.
Does
Oh, do
Harry
you remember when
does
we
Harry
made that
dig up?
Slave Stadium though?
Yeah, do you remember when I helped you make your city with that stupid minecart that went on for a mile?
Hey, that was a great day. I got so much city built.
Or when we tried helping brokers build.
Do you remember when we made the Eye of Sauron?
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say.
Shit, you guys got PS4s? You want to help me make Majora's Moon?
Fuck no.
Ooh, cool.
And not in creative. Because I'm that fucked up and masochistic.
We kind of made I say me and Mike. I kind of made an entire region, and I was so obsessed with it that I either didn't see Mike like at all, or he got involved. Minecraft was a bad time. There was something so like autistically delicious about that game that just.
It's Lego without the mess. It's similar. It's Lego without the mess. What's not to love?
Did you just
the
call
best way
it
to
artistically delicious?
Yeah, it's the
Part
best
of a
way.
balanced breakfast. Autistically delicious.
Autistically delicious. Part of it's like alphabety spaghetti.
Right.
Is I don't know.
Uh,
So,
so
dyslexic delicious.
let's see now. So you guys have got 12, 10, 12, 12. Right.
Should it be
Okay.
dyslexically delicate?
Oh, I see what you did there.
Right. So I need this many dice.
The amount of fads you've moved through recently. You went from RPG
that's-
and kind of gave that up with the group, and then you moved on to what was it, RP, and then now you're on LOTR.
To be honest with you, I just really burnt out running the game because, if I'm honest with you, I didn't enjoy the campaign. I fucking hated it.
Yeah, plus the fact that Callum sucked all life out of it.
Well, there is that too. So
Right,
we were
CO.
we were running a Lost Mine of Fandelver game, and I had a whole campaign written out in this diary. I was making notes on it every day, got really into it, and everyone wanted to continue playing characters from Lost Mine of Fandelver, and I couldn't figure out how to segue the two together.
So this is the area that you come to as you have a bit of a wander through the woods, and you're basically. I essentially did a group survival check for you to work out which map you go to because
Isn't this what got used yesterday?
this map did get used yesterday. So this map gets used for a specific event, and it's also within a set of random events as well.
It's fine. It's just I thought, oh, I recognise this.
Yeah, so it did get used yesterday because for a specific event, it is the map, and it is also I've got 7 woodland maps, and we ran for some of the map for some of the tasks, so such as the wolf culling task. Each time you go out, we randomly generate what map you go to. And this time is this one. So, party, you're all over here on the right-hand side. First thing I need from each of you is to roll me an initiative check, and also from your passive perceptions, I can tell you that you do see some shapes moving on the within these ruins, and you
What's
see
the DC for the initiative check?
you just roll your initiative.
I know, I was being facetious.
I'm disadvantaged.
Actually, you can give him a disadvantage because he's blanking me for something as well.
What am I doing? Sorry. Oh, is this the Discord? I've got like 9 plus notifications. That never changes.
That's just rude.
The ENTL, the streaming channel, I physically can't mute it. I'm permanently
you can.
getting billions of notifications.
You have to go into the actual server settings and you have to do suppress the at here and at everyone because it's the only channel that uses it, and then you won't get the notifications.
Is that a big wolf with spikes coming out of it?
There is a large wolf with spikes coming out of it that you guys do happen to notice.
Holy shit!
Is that like the king wolf? Oh, I'm guessing that's the dire wolf.
It would happen to be a dire wolf.
Oh god damn it!
You
Bring
do
her back, I wanna pet
recognize
it.
it. So this does appear to be a where some wolves have sort of like made use of or are making use of the ruins, these existing ruins. There is also some scattered around the place. There are some weird, like some shapes in the leaf litter that just look odd. They look almost like corpses, but they're not a corpse.
Okay.
So it looks like there are mounds that look as if there's a corpse there, but if you were to look a little bit closer, there's no blood or anything at all. It looks almost as if there have been plant things that were alive and no longer are. It's a very peculiar scene.
Well, this is a peculiar scene.
Wow!
For a specific event.
This map was also used for a specific job from the jobs list.
Are we going to run into this specific job whilst doing this other job?
No.
Okay. I didn't know if you wanted to multitask the map. That was all.
No. That particular job has that.
I know they were searching for stuff.
That particular job has already been done.
That's fine. Then.
That job is no longer obtainable. It has been.
That's
Is this the
fine.
bandit one?
This is not the bandit one, no.
The bandit one is still for grab.
The bandit one is a repeatable quest.
Oh.
It's
Then
me and
people
Vivian
aren't really
were
doing
do
their
that one
job.
originally, and then we realised wolves are probably better than bandit.
Okay, so the first one to go is a Wolfie. That one down there, which is it's just it's snuffling around, it's doing its own thing because that's what wolves do. So the first person to be acting in this regard is Maeve. So as you guys have entered this area and you like this area that is a bit of a clearing, you're seeing that there is a lot of these ruins, and there are shapes moving within the ruins. Grey furry shapes within the ruins, and one particularly large grey furry shape moving around within these ruins, and they seem to be sort of just snuffling around the area. What would Maeve like to do? How would Maeve like to act?
Helm, you have my word, I will not strike first. I just take the one step forward and draw my sword. I have a held action that if anything bites me, I would like to immediately hit it back.
I'll tell you what, you're allowed to immediately swing back. We'll see whether or not RNG just lets you hit.
Cool.
Then it is that one, and let's see. No, that's not noticed, you guys. Jacob.
Yes. I'm going to move. I end my turn.
You end your turn. What would Ion like to do?
I just carefully follow Jacob. Yes. And I got Jacob. I got your back.
Okay, and then the next person to go is that one, which does not notice. And then it is that one there, which does not notice. These walls are concentrating an awful lot on the ruins around. There's lots of very interesting smells, it would seem. But that one has this one. This one up here notices the people that are moving through its territory, or its new territory, as it pops along. And approaches like they're doing that classic wolf, the classic wolf thing of like head down, low to the ground, shoulders hunched. It's like doing the snarly thing that they do.
Yep, protecting their land.
Yep, I should probably turn off the town music and give you guys the forest music again because that makes a lot more sense. And it's approaching you. Vivian.
Mhm.
It is your turn, my dear.
I know. I'm trying to think what I can do. Because I have an idea.
Oh, I like it when people say that.
Well, yeah, but my ideas have not been ideal.
They've been pretty good.
Yeah, but this one involves me climbing up to a tree, using my flail, like the chain part of it, as I'm dangling down to wrap it around the wolf's neck as it's coming towards us.
What is it with you, necks and chains?
It's entertaining for me in so many ways.
I love how Dan is suspiciously quiet for once.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing he can really say that makes me sound any less odd.
Mm.
Sorry.
This is just par for the course.
Hey, you wanted to run a D&D group. You didn't say we had to be okay in the head.
Yeah. You knew what kind of shit you were getting into when you got some randoms.
You're still half there at the Blue Stallion. You be quiet.
But yeah, so I
Disadvantage.
don't know if my thing would work.
Can he get? Can he?
Disadvantage, I'm already out.
Can he get much more disadvantage than half dead?
Take a death save.
Oh,
They worked so
fuck
well for you
that.
last time. You want to try and climb the tree and then, like, hang down with your flail and try to use it as a noose for the wolf as it approaches.
Yeah.
One assumes you want to try and do this stealthily,
Yeah.
wearing your chainmail.
I know.
And getting close to a tree that the wolf.
To be fair, it depends what tree I go for. If I go for the closer tree, they're just going to come up towards Jacob, and then I can help Jacob. If I do it as a held action, that when it gets within that bit, I do it.
I'm just wondering what you're trying to achieve.
It's a convoluted idea, but it's an idea.
Yeah. I just want to strangle it around the neck with the flail, really.
Oh, wow.
Then attack. Then just attack it with your flail and see if you get a crit. If you get a crit, you can. That's what like those unwritten
Okay,
rules is. If you
well,
land a crit,
will I
you
move
decide how it
close
hits. You know.
To it, then I can use my flail on it.
You can move as far as you can move, and then see what happens.
That has now become my favorite phrase.
I can only move 30 feet, can't I?
Well, yes and no. You can move 30 foot as your move action, and then you can choose if you want to use your action to do the dash, which would enable you to move further. So it's kind of up to you.
Would you not need to roll a stealth roll if you're doing that?
If you're trying to do it stealthily, you'll need to do a stealth roll and you move at half speed.
Oh no, because if I can just go up and use my flail on them and then like pick that I'm trying to strangle them, then I'm happy to do it not stealthily. I just really want to strangle it.
Jesus Christ!
Good job I haven't sent you guys up against a cockatrice, isn't it?
Oh,
She would literally want to be choking the chicken.
I'd be at the back of the group if we were against cockatrice.
But yeah,
Garth
Okay.
Gobblecock.
so tell me how far I can move forwards then so that I can attack it. That's what I want to do.
You can't move forward to reach it and also attack it. You can move forward to the place you indicated before, which is just one to the left and below of where Jacob is. So you can move to that square there, and have a held action to attack the first thing that comes within range. Or
Okay,
I'll let you choose how you want to phrase your held action, to be honest, because that's where I can have a lot of fun. He said
Okay.
menacingly.
So yeah, when it gets in range of me to be able to use my flail
Okay, so it's
at
that.
full reach.
Okay, so the reach on your flail is only 5 foot. It's your glaive that's got a 10-foot reach because it's a polearm.
Yeah, I know, but I want to use the chain on the flail. Cause
Okay, so that's 5 foot. That's
I can't
standard
really
melee
have fun
distance.
with my glaive.
Standard melee distance. Alright, okay, so. And the direwolf has now noticed you guys as well. So, the direwolf will also stalk forward because it's a larger creature. It can see over these ruins, and it will stalk forward. So it's not going to get completely into range of you because it's a
Whoa!
Smart animal.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's smart enough to know that it wants to attack you on its terms.
So it's smart.
Yeah.
Look at the size of that thing.
Will you please change the volume I want you to play at? That's better. Bit more menacing.
Just sounded like my dad snoring.
And then it is this one that's going to have noticed that its friends are moving. 1, 2, 3.
If you gave out that many disadvantages, we'd all just be gibbering puddles on the floor.
I mean, what do you think I am?
That's
am I
this
wrong?
one.
You were a victim of your own disadvantage.
Exactly. Is that a new spell that they put in the game? Self-inflict disadvantageous?
And then comes round to Maeve again. We'll do this next full line through. So back to from the top down to the bottom of the turn order, and then we're going to be
That's
stopping
fine,
it
'cause
there.
I have a new plan.
Continuing with my policy of non-aggression.
I love that you step forward, you draw your sword, and you go like, "I will not strike first," and the whole of your friends go, "Ah!" charging full past you.
I would like to move to a position to protect my friends. And the same held action. Anything within sort of 5 feet, provided it attacks me or a friend or an ally first, I'll take a strike at it.
Okie dokes.
What was that scream in the background?
You're not here now.
It's very distant. I'm scared now.
Oh, you don't need to worry about that noise. It's just
But owned.
That wolf just walked through a wall.
But there's a gap in the wall right there, and it's leapt through that gap. Essentially, is what's happening up there. Yeah. And Jacob.
Okay. I think the dire wolf is our biggest problem at the moment. Fire may damage the hide.
May? Damn, that's what I should have said when you guys first walked by. Why do you smell like burnt fur?
Right,
To be fair, Ion doesn't smell like burnt fur.
Nope.
Never said Ion.
Yeah.
Talking about Jacob, who hauled my ass back. Poor bastard. Had to deal with me just being all weird the entire way back.
Magic missile. So that's 3, 3, and 2. So that's 8 points against the wolf. Hey, wolf.
It's the only spell I haven't got. It's the only spell I've got that's not fire or lightning.
Okay, perks. So it's you take your shots at it. It looks at you and it says, "Ion."
Is it my? Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Okay, I want to do a cool thing that I've been wanting to do for ages, but I couldn't because we were in a fucking dungeon. So, yeah, I'm just gonna step in front of Jacob and raise my hands to the sky and cast Channel Divinity Radiance of the Dawn.
I really felt really, really bad for you when the first time you wanted to cast this, and you're just like, I do this, it's like, right, inside the dungeon. Yes, where there's no sunlight. Shit!
I was so, like, happy to do it. Like, I was like, this is gonna be so cool, and then you just, like, ruined my entire life.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Not intentionally. So it goes. So you can use your channel ability to harness sunlight, banishing darkness and dealing radiant damage to your foes. As an action, you present your holy symbol, and any magical darkness within 30 feet of you is dispelled. Additionally, each hostile creature within 30 feet of you must make a Constitution saving throw. A creature takes radiant damage equal to 2d10 plus your cleric level on a failed saving throw, and half as much damage on a successful one. A creature that has total cover from you is not affected. So 30 foot of you. I'm going to just quickly give you a 30-foot aura, just because then that makes it a lot easier for me to work out which ones are which. So,
Okay.
So essentially, you're gonna give them a really bad sunburn.
yeah, kind of, yeah.
Kind of.
So that's all
If it
of...
ruins the pelts, we take the money
It's
from you.
radiant light. It doesn't, like, burn in
If
the...
it's a bad sunburn,
So, we need the factor 50!
Huh.
That sounds like
What
me.
damage? What damage did you do? Melanoma.
It'll just be a tanned hide, you know?
So you're trying to turn it Hollywood.
Oh, alright, okay, for that disadvantage, definitely for that. That was just dreadful. That was actually bad.
Wait, the thing I said or the thing...
Yes, the thing you said.
Tanned hide? I thought that was fun.
No, that is god awful.
Aw,
Oh, that is horrendous.
I'm so sad right now.
Even for this group, that is a bad pun.
I'm so sad.
Right, okay, let's get these things having their constitutions saving those. Right, so it's
He says he's about to do it. I'm gonna tan your hide.
it just sounds like an angry parent.
So, yeah, I raise my hands to the sky and, like, channel sunlight and I'm like...
Okie dokie. Has that actually rolled the right amount?
What do you mean?
Because it's 2d10.
Oh, right, it doesn't have my cleric level.
Oh, so yeah, so equals to 2d10 plus your cleric level on a saving throw. So it's
Wait,
that's added
Can I
your.
I don't know what it's added. Wait.
Hang on, let's just take a look because it's added your wisdom saving throw, which your wisdom as well. So it's so we just need to take out the wisdom. So that gets lowered by 3, but then goes up by 2. So actually, so it's 13 points of radiant damage. Because you've had your wisdom onto that. It doesn't need your wisdom on it, but it does need to have your total your cleric level on it. So it's 13 points radiant damage. So it doesn't, in this particular instance, doesn't really make any difference to be honest. So the direwolf, it's half as much damage on successful save. So the direwolf takes that much damage. This one here, I'll go through these in their order because I'm making it nice and easy for myself. This one here does.
How do I whisper to someone again?
/W, then their name. Bear in mind, it may appear in the stream chat, so you may also just message them on Discord. That might be easier for you.
Yeah, this is true.
probably.
So
there's
that
nothing
one.
secretive. It's just something funny.
As I bring the sunlight down on them, I'm like, I guess you've got raw hide. Oh.
How is that better?
I don't know.
How
and then I die.
it...
Because
That would
fucking
work.
suck. I know. It's
So
getting worse.
one of them. So this one on over here does actually sort of like it doesn't. It looks almost like there's dew all along its back that just evaporates away, and its back arches and then it slumps down to the floor.
Did I kill one?
You killed that one, and this one, last one here that I'm running for, also takes that much. Okay. So one of them, they all cry out like whine in pain, but only one of them actually falls. Okay, so the next person we come to is this wolf here. which is that one, which is going to... I need to move these on a different layer, which is this one here, which is going to go... actually, as it moves out from there, guys would see it appear, so it's there now. And then this is the turn of this one, which is going to move over to there, which is fine on that. Then it is the turn of this wolf, which is the one that's still alive, one of the ones that's still alive, which it is now. It knows it's being attacked. It will cry havoc and let slip the wolf of war and charge forward, which means Maeve gets an attack, his held action attack on it. So Maeve, if you would like to give it a bopping or attempt to give it a bopping.
That does not trigger my held action.
Well, it's biting Ion. It is going to bite Ion.
Oh, are you trying to say I'm not?
Oh, okay, Fredfin. Right, so it's going to attempt to bite Ion. It does not have pat tactics at the moment because it doesn't have a friendly creature that is alive within the right distance. So it's a regular attack. And 16.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm a
Cool.
beast.
Now
So-
I get to attack it.
Okay, so now you do your thing. And as you swing in is when it lunges forward and you miss. Vivian.
I'm debating now. I had a new plan, but I'm not sure how smart my new plan could be. I've decided I want to try and ride the dire wolf by
Oh
flipping
my
onto
lord.
it and wrapping my flail around its neck to help me ride it.
Oh wow.
Bring it home
Okay,
so I can
well-
claim it.
The first thing you're going to need to do on that is definitely going to be an acrobatics check
Yeah, I know.
to see whether or not you can actually land on it properly.
And probably an attack of opportunity.
Well,
That's
it
not
depends.
gonna
It
land
depends
anyway.
on what she rolls for the acrobatics. With an acrobatics of 8, yeah, you're right. It's an attack of opportunity from the direwolf, as it essentially it sees you attempt to flip up and over it. So we're going to have you moving forward to try and get on there. And let's see whether or not it's able to basically snatch you out of the air, or if you just land awkwardly.
Probably.
So direwolf gets its attack of opportunity. Now it has a friend within the right distance of it, so it does get the attack at advantage.
Oh lord.
Direwolf
Hey, I smell another death.
does I think a 22 hits you.
Yeah.
A strength saving throw from you, please, darling. Oh, but you managed to struggle free of its jaws. You take 8 points of piercing damage as you do so, but you land on your feet. With that strength saving throw getting the crit, I'll say you don't land awkwardly from the acrobatics roll, but you land on your feet in a fighting stance, ready to defend yourself from the direwolf that's just bit you with its attack of opportunity. And that's kind of handy because it's its turn next, and it's going to come in to give you another nomming as it comes in to bite. And you have been hit for 15 points of piercing damage. It rolled a crit, so I know it definitely hit you. And I need another strength saving throw from you, please. Yep, so you pass that one as well, so you're okay. You are not pinned down or anything at all. It's the turn of that wolf, which is actually dead, so that comes out of the list. Then it's turn of this wolf, which is going to continue doing what it believes is stealthy, sneaky movement around over here. It rolled a 2 on its stealth, so I wasn't going to take it off. I was going to, it's going to stay on the field. If it had rolled really good in its stealth, I was going to have it go back onto the GM layer and I could move it secretly. But no, it fucked up. And then we come back around to Maeve again, which is the end of that order as we're going through. So we're going to be ending the session there. When we pick up next week, the guys will be continuing with their combat. But we've already overrun by about 10 minutes of what we would originally run. So let's find ourselves someone that we can host.
Yay.
So yeah. But well done to the party for everyone surviving so far. Particularly well done there to Knife and not dying.
Shout
Yeah,
out
it's
to
like I didn't do anything.
nice. Shout out to Artificer and the stream chat for being strangely obsessed with STDs. I love it.
Let's see who's on from the ETNL family.
I just want to say, I know I've kind of taken a back seat in today's session, but I've really enjoyed myself. Thank you.
Good. I am glad. Have I got any of my my D&D peoples on? Actually, just thinking about it, could be another good fun thing. Let's see who's on. We could go from D&D to D&D. And no, there's nothing there. Actually, so let's have a look then. Because this is the other thing we do, is when we finish one of our sessions, we find another D&D streamer to go and spread the love to. So let's see if we can find someone unaffiliate. Hopefully with their Twitter links and stuff in there about me, so we can really show some love and appreciation for them. Let's see who's on. Let's find someone who's doing something. Let's see this person here, because they're currently on 0 viewers. So let's go and make their day, or see about whether or not we're going to make their day. Because what we are definitely doing, didn't mean to hit that one, is we're going to be doing a raid. Let's see how they're doing. They seem to all be AFK. Oh no, I hear a voice. What information do they have?
Amazing.
No, they've got no other information regarding their stream, so I'm not going to join them, unfortunately. But these guys have got a good fun name, and I can see a face as well, but that is a rerun, so we're not going to go.
My gosh,
host a
just a
rerun.
face. Do they have a head and a torso as well?
These guys are live and using Roll20. Let's see what these guys are like. See, there's not as many people on today. It's a little bit. This feels a little bit on the awkward side, to be honest with you guys.
How I feel on Saturdays.
Yeah. Oh, you know, there's someone, guys. Actually, is literally the title is the Monday Crew. This is another group that I did see them yesterday. So we'll see how they're doing.
It takes you a while to poke around the area, but finally you poke in the right place.
No information on that. But these guys are round table. Let's see what these guys are doing. Shall we? Yeah, these guys are round table. Let's go say hello to them. Right. Okay, so these guys are called Instant Transmission. They seem to be like they're quite new to Twitch a little bit, so this could be a nice little surprise for them. They may possibly not notice though, so let's be nice. Let's be nice and give them a fighting chance in this one. So, this is the end of the D&D weekend. I shall be back tomorrow for Tactical Tuesday, where I shall be picking something else to do on that bit. I'm not too sure exactly which one I'm going to go for, but we'll see what's going on. So this is Instant Transmission. Let's see how these guys are doing. So we've got here the DK Dungeon Raid chat thing. So if you've got that, if you are subscribed, then you've got the emote to use there. If you aren't subscribed, then use whatever emote you feel is most fitting. But I shall see you again, my friends. Say bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. We all love you. Praise be to our own Jesus. Praise be to our own Jesus. We love you all. Take care, my friends. See you all later. Bye-bye.
He hasn't helped me at all.
And we're off.